Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the GVA side campaign of Power Rangers Dimension Storm. We are here at episode 7.
Hi, I'm Joe. I play Cal, your favorite analyst who's actively not losing his mind.
Mobius is my favorite analyst that's not losing his mind. My name is
Honestly.
James, and I play Fred, and I am in data entry.
I'm Juan. I play Typhoon, Century 42.
Fucking time!
It's hot in my room. Leave me alone.
My name is Lila, and I play Aurora, who is a data entry.
AKA Thumbelina.
Is that her real name? Or is she just fucking with Cal?
Oh, shit.
Please don't do this to him.
You'll just have to find out.
Hi, my name is Jay. I play literally everyone else. Welcome back to episode 7 of the GVA. All right, James, hit us with the recap.
The gang wakes up in the morning after the evening in which they were able to procure the Master Morpher. S42 leaves Tora in his bed to check on his newest friends. Aurora has been up bonding with her unholy creation, the Meat Cube. Upon leaving, S42 meets up with Aurora, sees that, gets freaked out. He leaves there, runs into Fred, who's freaking out about owning an unregistered blaster. S42 calms him down and tells him to leave the thing in his apartment. Aurora, set on bringing the Meat Cube to work with her, casts a silencing spell on her carrying bag, so any noises or beckoning for flesh won't be heard by her coworkers throughout the day. Cal, who has had the worst night and also the worst morning out of the whole gang, wakes up to find his former body exploded into chunks and bits all over his apartment. He even has to reach inside of a pile of Cal to find his glasses. Realizing the cleanup won't be able to wait until later, Cal logs into his work email and puts in for last-minute sick day. Unfortunately, the worry is not over because Cal is no longer alone in his apartment, nor is he alone in his own mind. The Green Psycho Ranger appears, chastising Cal for being reduced to some pathetic being having to clean up his own messes. Cal requests some privacy, but Psycho Green / Lord Mamushi stays, trying to get Cal to remember his former greatness, that any time spent within the GVA is just time wasted. After a while, the Psycho Green apparition leaves. S42 comes to check on Cal and runs into his friend Price, though, who holds him up for a bit. Price reminds him not to be late for the morning meeting, as this will be the first day in which they will have to operate directly under the command of Ares. After Price runs along, S42 knocks on Cal's door, but Cal doesn't open the door fully, as to hide the mess in his apartment. Cal says he can explain everything on the lunch break and sends S42 on his way. S42 makes his way to the morning meeting. S42 just walks straight in and explains why he's late. Ares is kind of upset, and he jumps right into the announcements about how they'll all be taking on the most dangerous jobs from here on out. He then leaves to take care of a personal matter before work can start. Kind of a hypocritical thing to do there, but okay. Klaus strikes up a conversation with S42 saying he's proud of him for getting with Tora. He can smell it on him. That's kind of weird. They communicate about taking down Ares, worried that the quantum power will be able to stop his bullets. The rest of the team starts to convey their anxiety about their newest situation. With Pythagoras gone and S42's promotion getting cut, the squad is nervous about Ares' leadership. After a venting and sharing session, it turns out that the entire squad is on board with taking Ares down. The data entry team has a pretty normal morning. Aurora reaches out to Cal, stating she'd be willing to help him out with anything, but Cal dismisses it, wanting to clean up his own messes, as well as to keep some secrets. Polly and Fred have a heart-to-heart, and Abe comes to talk with Fred and Aurora, just to make sure that they know he has an open-door policy. Fred and Aurora, both wanting to protect the sweet blue man, tell him everything is fine. Around midday, Cal is messaged on the secret CAD by Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue is flooding the CAD with messages, asking what the hell is going on. He noticed that they were in the evidence room and got out. He's frustrated with the lack of communication. Cal messaged back saying that the signal was lost and he just remembered he had the CAD on him. Mr. Blue is questioning the last few hours. Cal explains that we have met a friend who helped us, someone we met in IT. Mr. Blue is shocked to hear someone was in there and that helped us. And he's pissed that now some stranger has the Master Morpher. The two have an intense conversation where Mr. Blue's patience has worn incredibly thin, and he's showing a frustration we've not previously seen. Cal questions why he even still needs the Morpher. Mr. Blue dismisses the question and even threatens to send damning evidence to Ares if we don't cooperate. Cal, now eager to end this conversation, states that he understands the objective and will get it done. Mr. Blue reiterates that he should not be kept waiting. Meanwhile, at the sentry post, Ares returns, saying he had to say goodbye to a friend who is going on a business trip. That'll come back to play later in a different thing. Anyway, Ares sends everyone to lunch except Klaus, who is the only one he needs for their mission. They open a portal. He says he'll be back before lunch, and if he arrives before the rest of them, disciplinary actions will be taken. They sprint to lunch. At lunch, Oscar is training a new guy named Frank. For the listeners, Oscar is a variant of Goldar, and Frank is a variant of Frightwing. Oscar tries to warn Frank about Aurora, S-42, and Mobius's disgusting tastes, but nothing can truly prepare Frank for the horrors he will learn as a GVA cafeteria worker. Cal, having been threatened by Mr. Blue's words, goes to the library to get a look at the entryway to the archives, as well as the security measures put in place. Sentries with long-range rifles are practically flooding the library, much to the dismay of the librarian Dee. Cal strikes up a talk with Dee, and he isn't pleased with the sentries being in the library. Cal gets a look around, taking notes as to where all the sentries are, trying not to be suspicious, but the pressure suddenly grows. Someone appears beside Cal, very interested in him. "You're the Viper! You're Luke!" Cal is flabbergasted, but tells the guy to tone it down so they don't get ganked by sentries. He says he's just accompanying this person's body across the worlds. His name is Lagon, and that there is some prophecy where Luke and his friends will fall from the sky and save his people. Cal explains he is not the Luke that Lagon is looking for. Lagon explains that he followed the spiritual essence he saw in the woods through the eyes of a tiny green viper. Lagon grabs Cal and asks if he's 100% sure. It's the utmost important for the people of Eltar. All of his people will die if he does not find Luke. Cal says he's not Luke, and says that he did meet Luke in a recent dream. Lagon deduces that Cal must be carrying a lingering portion of Luke's essence after they came in contact with one another within the dreamscape. Lagon suddenly leaves in a wave of energy. The vessel, a handsome young man named Zack, is stunned to suddenly be in the library, standing in front of Cal. He believes that he's been losing chunks of time due to sleepwalking. Cal gets a book and makes notes on the entrance of the archives. Gets a book and checks out, asking Dee how long the sentries will stay. He says he's not sure, but he thinks they leave at night. Meanwhile, after lunch is over, S-42 makes it back on time, and Klaus is there, but Ares is not yet. S-42 asks where Ares is. Klaus says that they finished the mission, and he went to lunch. Klaus explains the mission that he and Ares went on. That analysts showed up too late, as Ares took the shot on a Trent, White Dino Ranger. He was never given a chance. Ares activated the quantum gun in order to kill Trent. He sleeps with that gun. Klaus says they have to get that gun from him and get it far away from him. But quantum mode makes Ares incredibly fast. Not sure what can be done. Some thought needs to go into it. S-42 tells Klaus about Mr. Blue. The squad interrogates S-42. He slips up and says there are others. But he ends up telling his squad everything. About V, Cal, Fred, Aurora. After a brief tense moment, Omega Squad reveals that they are on board with whatever S-42 wants to do. In the nighttime, Cal emails Fred to come over and gives the CAD to Fred. Fred runs to his room and makes a targeting device for his glasses and new gun. Aurora goes to Cal's room. Cal looks through the peephole and sees a monster through the hole. A double take. Cal opens the door, hearing Aurora's voice. What Cal sees, he isn't sure. Meanwhile, Aurora sees Cal as something she's never seen before. They both have a long look at each other. They're both psycho form monsters. Aurora explains she just wants to get the hell out of the GVA. That she's really a pink psycho ranger named Thumbelina who has taken over the form of a real person who was Aurora, and that she was offered great power from some force that we have yet to learn about. Cal and Aurora agree to keep their secrets from the others. Aurora explains she also has a contingency plan, another way out if all else fails. That she has connections, a powerful connection, a portal to that connection, but we have to play along with all their demands if we decide to go that route. They come up with a code word a code phrase to let each other know, that they are playing along until Ares is out of sight. The code phrase is Aurora is dead. They decide to play along with Mr. Blue's game for the time being as well. Cal says he's very anxious to get the Master Morpher back tonight. Fred and S42 arrive at Cal's, all while Cal is having a conversation with Mamushi in his mind, as the Psycho Green Ranger wants Cal to kill Aurora. They talk about going to get the Master Morpher first. Cal pulls S42 aside and asks if he knows if he's a Psycho Ranger. Mamushi is beckoning Cal to tell S42 about Thumbelina. We plan to move ahead. What obstacles await the team as they head into the archives of the GVA? If V is done with the Master Morpher, will the team think twice before handing it over to Mr. Blue? Who is worthy of being saved from the clutches of the GVA? We may learn some of these answers on tonight's Dimension Storm OVA. Episode 7 starts now.
Woo.
Okie dokie. All right. So we last left off. Y'all are still inside of Luke's apartment. Yeah, not Luke, Cal. Cal's apartment. And I think we had just finished up the 42 Cal conversation, if I remember correctly.
I think we just finished that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait a minute, guys. Are we going to the library? Are we going to the library first, or are we going to the IT area to get the Master Morpher back from V? If he's even done with it. I'd prefer to wait until he's done using it. What the fuck? For the listeners, we have icons popping up on the map of characters
There's a
that
lot
aren't
happening.
supposed to be on the map. Cardboard cutouts, if you will. S42, don't mess with that thing. You don't know. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So Fred's gonna say, guys, I got some messages on the CAD. Mr. Blue seems like he really wants us to get that Master Morpher back. Are we gonna go do that? Are we going to the archives? What are we doing? What's the game plan?
I mean, we can't really go to the archives without the thing that we need to keep our brains from melting, which is why we were gonna go see V and see if he's done.
Oh, also, as I'm holding the CAD up, I'm like,
It's in Aurora's bag on mute.
oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we gave it. Oh, that came back into play because she cast that silencing spell on her bag. So now the CAD's in there, can't hear anything. Sweet.
Yep. Aurora's always ready. Probably. Who knows?
So cool. Do you have any more of those outfits that I could put on? No, never mind.
What type of outfits?
Nothing. Let's go. Doodle-doo. No.
All right. So we're heading to IT?
To the elevator?
If that's what we want to do, though.
Oh, wait. Okay, so wait. Mr. Blue can't hear what we're saying right now?
No,
Right.
he has not responded at all ever since I put him in the bag.
Cal, I scrolled through y'all's messages. What the hell? This guy's losing his mind.
Yeah, he's real pissy right now. Because we gave the morpher to V, and honestly, he can get as pissy as he wants. But if he wants to, like, rat us out to Ares, that's just gonna shoot him in the foot.
I was not on board with all of this already, but part of me was hoping that Mr. Blue was like a higher up at the GVA and this was some sort of test. Now it just seems like he's just some crazy terrorist. I really want to go back to my bed and go to sleep. And
Think of it like this, Fred.
here we go. Here we go. Here goes. She's gonna say some words, and I'm gonna be on board again.
If we find Mr. Blue and turn him in, then that means our position are gold, because he has already admitted that he's been causing trouble for the GVA. So, if you
Even the causing
Help
order
us.
for the GVA. I like that. Making order for the GVA.
And you'll probably be the new person to do that after we capture Mr. Blue. Or if you just want to figure out your past and kind of go through there, that's also a viable option. However, I feel like we need to get more information before we do anything about Mr. Blue, because so far it just looks like we're helping him out.
How do we get more information about this guy if nobody knows anything? And what the fuck is that? Oh yeah. Okay.
The flesh cube.
The cube.
I'm gonna take this back to my apartment
For reasons.
for reasons.
You will die if you decide to use it in those reasons.
Okay.
Not only that, we're in too deep, Fred.
I do want to get the thing that protects our minds, no matter what. Yes. So let's go talk to V and see if he's done. And we'll go from there. We'll cross the next bridge as we get to it.
All right.
Hell yeah. All right, but who wants a one-on-one with the cube?
All right, Jamin.
They-
So we're
they
gonna have
will
another
die.
fade to black right here on this table. No.
Fade to black.
They
It's just the cube.
they will die.
He's not there. He's dead now. Anyway, so what are y'all gonna do? Where y'all want to go?
I think we're gonna go see V.
All right, hell yeah! Don't forget the cube.
V for
The
Vendetta.
cube's just in the backpack.
Yeah, the cube's in the backpack with the emergency cab.
It's starting to slug around. It's like a little slug. Oh shit!
It's growing.
It's growing. I thought you said it wouldn't have been.
That was a fuck up on my part. All right, so y'all are going to IT.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. I need everyone to roll me stealth checks.
Okay.
All right.
Need to roll stealth check.
Okay. Let me go back to these numbers. Fred, you're safe. 42 is safe, and Lila is safe.
Okay.
I rolled a critical. Does that give me nothing?
I thought criticals were supposed to be rewarded.
It's a 14 though.
Can we?
You know what? Yeah, you did roll a critical, and everyone else rolled so well. Are y'all going as a group, or y'all going solo? That depends on how this works.
That depends on what you decide for.
Yeah. No, let's just go as a. Wait. Well.
Could I
It would-
use would
it would
Aurora's
be-
intimidation give Cal a little bit of an extra edge since people are more worried about her?
Okay, I'll tell you this. If y'all decide to go as a group, Cal won't have to re-roll. If y'all decide to go individually, Cal will have to re-roll with the story point.
I'm trying to think like legitimately what the pros and cons, because like if we all go as a group, it'd be harder to be stealthy. But if we all went one by one, it would hard to be stealthy because one person could make it, one person could get compromised, and
What
then we'd
if
be like, how do we get to that person? So I think realistically we would go as a group because that way one person
We
can
could-
explain while we're all what we're all doing together.
we could also just split up in twos?
Why did y'all replace me with? Get rid of him.
It's funny because James, you put him in here, and now you're just getting annoyed by the
didn't.
fact that he's
I
here.
didn't. No, I didn't. I can't move that.
You
That's something I
created
can't
him. That's what you're doing.
Okay. We just go as a group.
We just
I
go
mean,
as a
it
group.
doesn't really make a
Yeah.
difference. I don't know
That
why
way,
y'all- I
we
really-
could just be like, yeah, we're all, yeah, We get to
Are
talk
we?
our way out.
We all just grab
Aurora
a
eats
book.
the pepper.
So, since you all go as a group, all of you do particularly fine. Aurora kind of just, anyone that's any sentries trying to look y'all way, she just kind of gives them the death stare, and they just pretend they weren't looking that way. Cal does manage to cause some commotion as y'all are going, but since y'all are going as a group, it's easily dismissed. And with Aurora's critical intimidation success of a 21, they really don't want to fuck with it.
We're like in a line, she's in front, and then as they turn away to look away from her, we're just like zooping by.
Anyway, so y'all take the elevator after y'all stealth with a little bit of a hiccup, but nothing that was too much noteworthy. Y'all make it back down to IT.
All
How
right.
do we get in contact? Do you have a? Do we just call out to him?
Hello? Aurora's
Yo,
just saying
Grandmaster-
hello. Anyone
Grandmaster
here?
Bean. Crystal Cat
I'm-
Carrier.
Like the episode of Avatar, I grab Cal and just start yelling, Ryan! Like lift it over my head.
So as y'all call out to V, this elevator on the end opens up with a light in it. Well, it's lit up. It's got light in it.
I sigh because I'm like, are we gonna
Is
fall
it-
through the floor?
Again.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was
Damn,
kind of fun.
I just jump in.
What's life without a little bit of adventure?
Life
So
without
do you all get in the elevator?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all get in the elevator and y'all are transported down as the doors open. So all of y'all come out down here.
All right.
Y'all come in as V's on the couch, watching TV, and he's just like, "Oh, you guys are back. That was quick."
Hey, you forgot to get this back from me, and I try to give him the gun back.
Why are you giving that back to me? I gave it to you.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say that. Okay, never mind. Thank you for the present.
Fumbles thing that goes off.
So, you know how you had that, like, thought that perhaps our blue friend might be a little antsy about the morpher?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that he threw a hissy fit, probably threatened to kill you, blackmail you, kind of thing. Am I hitting anywhere in the ballpark?
Yep. Home run, buddy.
Yep. There's no way. I mean, he's got the right idea. You do need the morpher to establish a strong connection to the grid to be a good power source for the device, but yet again, someone wanting this particular type of morpher, a little bit suspicious if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, no, agreed. Especially since he pitched a holy fit about it.
So are you gonna give it back to him?
What do you suggest we do? Because this is the first time he's shown us this side of him.
Well, honestly, I guess it depends on what he said in general. Like, I mean, yeah, he threw a temper tantrum, but was it more like a whiny, like nick kind of temper tantrum, or was it more like a bombastic, like you're gonna do what I say, and do it when I want you to. Get the morpher, give it back from the
Yeah,
IT.
that one.
Yeah.
It was
Give
that.
me back what's mine. He doesn't trust you at all. He can't believe we gave it to a stranger. Yeah.
So you told him about me.
We said we met someone or in IT. We didn't say exactly.
So he doesn't know that I can warp space and time at my will.
No, he doesn't. He just knows that there was someone down here and that you're the reason we survived the whole, like, that we're alive still. I didn't explain how, but I think that.
After the evidence room debacle.
Yeah.
So after you get your memories back, are you gonna take it? Are you gonna give it to him? I mean, I know you want my
my
advice, but
my only issue is getting out without him.
I mean, you can leave at any time. You and 42 both have CAD devices that can open portals to at any pinpointed location. Why not just go?
Cal just stands there for a fucking minute, and
I
he
didn't think
looks
about
at
that.
42, and he looks at his and he looks at his hands, and he looks at 42, and he's just like, "We're fucking stupid."
Wouldn't they be able to track you down wherever
42
your
is just
portal
gonna
goes
be like,
to?
I
Not
mean,
if we destroyed our CADs.
I
well,
never thought about that. I kept thinking that this was like a Matrix situation that we were gonna wake up
I
from.
mean,
yeah, kind of something like that is what I thought as well.
hypothetically, yeah, you could leave. You could go anywhere you want at any time of day, at any point in time and space and everything else. If you destroy the CAD, you would honestly be fucking yourself because the moment that they go to your last known location because they track it, you're going to have no way out unless you have an army per se. But on the other hand, if you keep hopping around, you're going to cause more distortions in space and time. And right now, the multiverse is in a bit of rough shape. I mean, but you could
I
just go. I mean,
need a minute. Cal's gonna walk over here.
Oh my
now
god, I feel stupid too. I for some reason thought this was I don't know.
I
No,
thought it
I'm
was kind of
mad.
like a.
Cal's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I thought it was like a kind of like yeah, we could always like leave, but like we're always gonna be hunted down. Whereas like if like Mr. Blue helps us, it was gonna be like, oh yeah, it's like
They just let us off
yeah, we
the
somehow just like get out of there with like minor like
untraceable.
yeah,
He like
somehow
erases
untraceable.
everybody's memories about us completely.
I don't know. I just
So,
thought something big like that would happen with Mr. Blue.
but no, he has some good. I'm so mad because Cal is furious. Cal's pissed. I'm.
now to your own faults. It's not your fault that you didn't think about that. In the academy, you were all probably fed heavy propaganda, which puts the fear of the morphing masters into you to say, if I run away, they're going to hunt me down and they're going to kill me. That's a no bueno.
I actually have a question for you, V.
Go ahead.
Last time we were here, you mentioned something about someone who could control death.
What?
Yeah, why do you ask?
It's just I've never heard of someone like that before.
To be fair, I only figured it out when I was able to bend space time and found him myself. Completely on accident. Not that he could kill me anymore. He's an alright guy. I mean, little pretentious, but
What's his
yeah.
name?
Hades.
You mean like
Huh.
You mean like
From the
the
movie
Greek
Hercules?
death?
Yes.
From the
The
Disney
exact
movie
same.
Hercules? Played
It's
by
just
James Woods? From the game Kingdom Hearts? No way.
yes, the morphing masters apparently really love Greek mythology. You have Ares, Hermes, now and
Hermes.
Hades, But you think I'm deep. I mean, I'm only on -5. Like the name was given, he lurks below. I mean deep below.
Is there any possible way for us to meet him? Or would that just be a bad idea?
I mean, I could take you there, but well, I mean, it serves no purpose and he's pretty busy. I mean, you're not kept this way because of the chemicals in your food. You're kept this way because of his magic.
Aurora, what are you even asking?
Aren't you curious?
No, I'm
Um,
not curious about a Hades. Hades? No, no Hades. No. No,
Why are you
no.
scared of Hades?
Why are you even asking about that? What does that
I
have to do with anything? V, did you make the device that can protect our brains if we end up learning about our past
I'm
selves?
just curious.
Yes, I
That's
made the
crazy.
device and I'm a scientist, so like any good scientist, I have to know how far does this curiosity extend to you?
None. I want to stay.
Not you,
Okay, I'm gonna go stand over here.
her. Why the sudden interest? Why the want?
I mean, wouldn't you be curious on why you were kept alive this long? I mean, let's be honest, I'm not really that useful. And neither is most of the people here.
Well, I'm alive because I was turned into Italian food and then spit back out. You're alive right now because of his magic. I told you that. There's nothing else to say. All you're going to do is go down there, see his fancy house and his fancy clothes, and then, he'll talk your ear off about time and space and life and death and everything else. At least
But
he's got a nice house. I've got this shitty apartment left over from IT.
I like your
I just,
apartment.
I just want to see what he's like. I've never heard of anyone like him before. Wouldn't you be curious if you were to hear about a being like him for the first time?
I want
I
to
mean,
look at S42 and Cal like, what the fuck is this girl talking about?
I
I'm too
mean,
busy watching TV.
I ran into him on accident and he was an okay guy, but I mean, who doesn't like TV? Like, name one person that doesn't have a favorite TV show, a movie, even classics. He didn't even know some of the classics. What kind of man is that? What kind of person surrounded by books? And I'm a scientist and I'm offended.
Well, he must be lonely.
No, I'm
Aurora.
lonely. Look, if you really want to, maybe I invite him over. I really don't need to be here for the device anyways. You just plop it on your head, sit in a chair in case your legs give out and your brain melts so you don't fall on the floor dead. I mean, it's pretty simple procedure. You just, like I said, you got to be sure of yourself. But if you want to, I'll bring him in here so he can judge me again. And so if that's something you guys want, I can. Not that I want to do it.
I would appreciate it because I think it'd be an interesting experience.
Wait, can I ask one thing? Are we even sure that these memories could come back whether we want them to or not?
Well,
Because
you can roll the dice on that and accidentally see something you're not supposed to, or read something and you have your
okay,
brain melt.
give me the device. Give me the device. I want to try it out first.
Are you sure?
I don't want to know anything about my past at all. I don't care at all. But I don't want to accidentally see something and it flood in and fuck my brain up. I need to protect my brain at all costs.
Well, you're
Please.
braver than most. But yeah, he stands up. Give me a hot second. I'll go get the device and just take a seat on the couch and prepare yourself.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
While that is happening, I would like to insight Aurora.
Go ahead. That's about time this happened.
You already know who she is, so it's like, and
No, but I want to know what the fuck she's on about.
she also said she had powerful connections to get out. To you, me and S42 don't know shit about that.
How does a 21 do?
God damn.
69.
All right, Aurora. All right, Aurora. Why do you want to meet her, Hades so bad? What is Thumbelina's intentions for it? What is she trying to do?
In all honesty, she just wants to see if there's someone like her out there. Plus, she feels like he might have information on who Mr. Blue might be, or he might actually be Mr. Blue.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So it's
Hades
just
isn't
genuine.
blue.
It's
Oh wait,
just
he wasn't.
genuine
Hercules.
curiosity about
Yeah.
whether he is a Psycho Ranger or something, or
Well, you have to unlock Aurora's secret shady background, and you haven't unlocked that speech. So,
gotcha. So it's just curiosity about like what he's actually like.
Yep.
Cal narrows his eyes at you.
Aurora winks at him and blows a kiss.
He rolls his eyes and goes back to pacing.
I don't understand this TV show. So why does he keep the cat with him if the cat abuses him verbally?
Because he's a fucking cuck, Fred.
What does that mean?
It means he likes to watch other men enjoy pleasure on his loved ones.
Oh Jesus! Well,
So it's Cal.
haven't seen that episode yet.
It's Cal.
What the fuck? No.
Just saying, 42 has the cuck chair.
I need a drink. Does he have a bar?
But that's for Cloud.
He
Is
has
this
a
a bar?
fridge. That's and that's like, I think that's just decoration. It looks like it has incense.
Dude, let's drink. Let's drink. Let's like get a shot of something.
Hell yeah. V, you want in on it? Not like just yelling at him from across his own apartment.
There's no liquor
he
in this
got?
place.
God.
He got cheese.
Aurora. Oh,
V,
you
can
want
you
more
make liquor?
I'm kidding.
Conjure
Let
up
me turn
some
this water
liquor.
into. Let me turn this water into wine.
So V comes back out with the device in hand, and the master morpher is attached at the
I
front.
knocked
as
everybody
power
over, and I said, "Gimme, gimme, 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 gimme!"
Oh, hold on.
I knock S42 onto the couch.
I love your energy, but I'm going to have to ask you to take a seat and calm down.
Sit at the edge of the couch over here.
So you sit down. He puts it on you. There's a strap that goes underneath it. He adjusts it so it's good on your head. Now, like I said before, either be 100% sure you want this or 100% you don't care. Any in between, and your brain will start to melt. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
So he flicks a little switch on the side. The morphing master starts to light up as it starts to shuffle through the coins that are slotted in it to pick a power source. The power source that is chosen is the Ninja White Falcon coin.
What the fuck does that mean?
So, Fred, I'm going to run you through something real quick for you to know, and then I need you to tell me how Fred feels about those things, so I can decide whether or not your brain's going to melt.
Okay.
This is all role play. The
Okay.
only way dice will be involved is if your brain starts to melt, and that's either your friend's trying to stabilize you or you're trying to fight it yourself. First is
Okay.
role play. So, as the machine powers on and the Ninja White Falcon coin is slotted in, the energy surges through the device as all the wires and everything start to light up. And it's a bit of a suction, it almost feels like at the top of your head as the device really grabs onto you. You kind of jolt and get stiff as you can feel energy pulsing through your entire body. Your eyes become really widened as you start to just almost things start to open up in your mind. Neurons are being turned back on. Brain cells reformed. As your the hippocampus that does memory?
Yes, it's the hippocampus is associated with declarative and episodic memory. So episodic memory is like things that have happened in the past. Yes, the point is yes, the hippocampus is the right one.
So as you feel you can feel deep inside your mind as your hippocampus starts to process all these memories, as you start to see moments of your past life as Charlie flash before your eyes, from your caring mother, your abusive father, watching 80s movies and really enjoying them, and overall just experiencing the things that made Charlie who he is. Now that you're getting flooded with all of those memories, how does Fred feel? How does Fred handle this?
I'd say now that he's got Fred's memories of seeing those 80s movies through his lens, and he doesn't care about that. The mom thing starts to like make him kind of like oh, I had a mom. But then like the dad stuff is like, well, I don't want to know about that shit. Like that's kind of weird. Um, but after everything that I've seen, like over all these years being here, of like, bullies and reports on like violence and this, that, and the other thing, it's not that big of a deal to me that, some kid got smacked around a couple of times. Um, I don't care. Like it's weird now, like having seen these movies and enjoyed them, where now I like watch them because Polly enjoys them, and I don't see the appeal to some of them. It's just weird. Like a lot of it's like oh well, I kind of am now. I'm seeing certain things that I didn't before, but just so much has transpired since then that I want so badly to be Fred and to not lose his mind and his memories, that everything that's flooding back, I'm kind of like dismissing.
Okay. So you really don't give a shit, which is fantastic. I think you're going to be fine. Um, so as everything ends, as everything starts to come to an end, your brain is intact. However, here comes the kicker.
No shit.
Even though you don't give a fuck about those things, how would Charlie feel if someone told him they didn't give a fuck about what happened to him?
I think Charlie is such an empath that he honestly sees that everybody is on their own path, and it's kind of weird for him to see that it's it's him that doesn't care. Honestly, a part of him moves past things so fast because he disassociates so much that he understands, and he would love to get to a place where he could be above all of it, all of the reasons that he is afraid and the reasons that he cries. So honestly, this almost works pretty perfectly because Charlie almost, I wouldn't say admires, but is looking at Fred like he's a success story. Whether or not it's the story that he wants to have for himself, for Charlie to grow into, he doesn't care. That he sees a version of him that has moved past all the pain and doesn't even think about it anymore. And he sees that as a success. So this is like he's cool with letting go, and or if he's got to be married into this consciousness, that he doesn't mind sitting on the sidelines and cheering Fred on as Fred does his thing.
Okay. So, on one hand, it's, the fact that it's Charlie also doesn't care. But at the same time, there is something similar in the fact that neither you or Fred care about that similar topic. So, the last question I have for you is, are you Fred? Are you Charlie? Or are you someone in between? Potentially a new person.
Honestly, it would be cool to be both, but I think that because of how this has gone, I think Fred is fully Fred. And I
Just
think,
with Charlie's memories.
yeah, he knows some stuff that happened, but he's not Charlie at all.
Okay. So you kind of lose your vision for a moment as you kind of pass Charlie by, like in a blackscape. You meet Charlie. He's just kind of like, we did good. All right, I'm fine with that. I'm cool. No big deal. No hard feelings. and Charlie passes you by. Charlie fades away into your subconscious. The moment he got his life back, Charlie fades away, fully okay with the fact that Fred's doing pretty good for himself. I mean, he'll know everything that was his life before, but Charlie's fine with that.
That's
Charlie,
awesome.
Charlie's cool with it. So Charlie just doesn't fight it. Charlie just
That's
fades away.
that's really beautiful. Like I didn't think it was gonna be like that. Like that's really cool.
So your vision starts to come back as V's in front of you, and he's just like slapping you in the face. You all right, kid?
yeah, yes. Oh, I
Is
mean,
your name Fred?
yes, Fred Fredrickson.
All right, cool. You made it. You did great. You really didn't give a fuck.
I'm so glad your brain didn't melt, Fred.
Yeah, no, I'm aware that I was the Charlie that has been mentioned, but he's not. He came and went. We had a nice little little greeting, and he's gone.
He takes the helmet off of you, and he's like, "All right, who's next?"
Well, I guess I'll get this over with.
Now, are you? Before I put this on your head, like I want to make sure you understand. Do you give no shits or do you give all of the shits?
No, I
It
don't
can't
care.
be in between. Damn, you guys just really don't give a fuck.
We like it here.
42. Before you
Mhm.
sit down, you gotta realize that you might see some really heavily emotionally charged shit.
Yeah, that can change it. That can persuade you in the moment. You could fully
Like-
change knowing what you had before.
You might see some really heavy stuff. I want you to think about that. Like you might see
Anyway.
family stuff. You might have had like a wife or some shit.
Hey, haven't you guys seen some heavy stuff? Like you as a sentry, because I mean, I've seen some paperwork
Yeah,
on things y'all
but
did, and it's pretty crazy. Like just now, I had visions of a kid getting hit by his dad, and his mom was like making cookies, and like, yeah, okay, big deal, you know. Like I don't know what
But-
all y'all have dealt with, but you know, it's everything that we've seen at the GVA. We've been here for so long that I don't know. We've built something for ourselves here, and I don't know how it's going to be for y'all. My story is different from y'all's, but
I mean, that's different though. Like what you've seen here is not the same as when you relive those memories. Someone might say they don't give a fuck, but once they see what they had, what was taken from them, that can change it in the moment.
oh, that's true. I was just like a teenage kid who didn't really have a lot going for him.
That's what I'm getting at is I want you to realize that you might see some shit that may change your mind.
Hey, why didn't you give me this speech whenever I threw the thing on?
You were like really gung ho, dude.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
gung ho. Either you were gonna die on my couch or you were gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'm either dead or keep my brain.
It's okay. I would have buried you on the beach. Would have visited you every day. Been like, oh, Fred, you poor bastard.
I believed in you,
Will
Fred.
you visit me on the beach if I don't make it?
Huh?
I was talking to V. I was like, will you visit me on the beach if I don't make it?
We'll see about that as he starts putting the thing on your head.
All right, cool.
I'd rather he not die and get buried on the beach.
And the beach is really nice. It was nice and warm.
All right, let me adjust this real quick. Now he grabs the side of your heads and looks you in the eyes. Are you sure? You are sure?
Would it be weird if we kissed right now, V? No.
Don't let my brain journey like dictate how anybody else's goes. Like this is completely yours.
Oh yeah.
So are you ready?
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, may have been nice knowing you, 42, as he flicks the switch. As the Master Morpher starts to cycle through all the coins, it selects the black Dino Thunder coin as
Why
the
did you say
power
black
source.
like that? No.
So, 42. Similar thing. Energy starts to pull through you. Your body clenches up. Your eyes are wide, and it feels like the helmet is suctioning to your skull. As you can feel deep within your brain, neurons waking up, brain cells reforming. The hippocampus is starting to take in a bunch of information. So you start to remember things. Growing up without a father, with your mom, her working all the time to make sure y'all had it decent, and having to raise your brother at night when your mom wasn't home, cooking meals for him, genuinely just being there as a big brother should, until a faithful day where you saved your brother's life. You grew up together after that. You became rangers side by side, the gold mammoth ranger and the red tyrannosaurus ranger. You had each other's backs. You kept crime out of your neighborhood and were eventually invited to join a team of other rangers. Everything was good until your brother turned his back on you. He wanted more power. He thought what all the other ranger teams were doing, standing up together and just waiting things to happen as they went, was pointless. He knew you would always turn your back on him, that you weren't ready to fight him because you didn't think you would have to. He almost killed you, took your power, killed several of your ranger friends, and continued to stack up power until he became an unstoppable force. How are you handling all that?
Right now, he's just like he's like, huh? He's like, I would have had to kill him on the job probably.
However, this never happened to you. The grid is showing you the events that caused you to be taken. You were taken the moment before you saved your brother's life. And you had to watch your brother die as you were dragged away by the GVA because he was not supposed to live. How do you feel about that?
He's thinking to himself like okay, like that makes sense. Like that's normally what the GVA does, right? He's like I guess he stopped his brother from opening the from like looking beyond the veil and doing causing all these horrible things to happen. He's just like just as he would have done in his job at his job. And he's like right now he's content with his life because he's got Omega Squad, which is like his family anyway. And Price Price is basically his brother. He's there with him.
Yeah. You would now realize that Price is Danny.
Yeah. And so okay, well, he's like, well, I still have my brother here. He's just like, so he doesn't really care about the past. He likes his life. He likes Omega Squad. They're like his family. He's like, so he doesn't really seem to really care too much about what's already happened, as it's already in the past, and he's already been doing this for hundreds of years.
The final moment, you take everything pretty well. Maybe you feel a little bit sad about it, but at the end of the day, you don't care. You're walking in a blackscape as Vin Diesel, Javi with his white tank top and his cross necklace, start to walk up to you. Now, with everything being said and everything that happened, how does Javi feel knowing that you don't give a fuck about what happened to your brother?
Oof. Okay. What's not
You
I'm
have to
trying
do
to.
this.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Hmm. How does Javi feel? Javi is. I would say Javier would be kind of upset about the fact that he doesn't care.
Okay. How upset?
I would say quite upset, but like I'm trying to find a way to like word this without like contradicting myself. Like, he's pretty upset about it. He's like, because like for Javier, that's his little brother that he basically raised as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Javier is pissed.
Yeah.
Okay. So for everybody else that is watching watching 42, he seems to be doing pretty well. And then his eyes start to roll in the back of his head and he starts jitting around and he falls onto his side on the couch. And he starts to panic and it's just like, well, he may have not cared, but whoever he was before, Javi, I read the file. It was on the desk. He was very lucky he didn't see that. Yeah, Javier is probably really pissed, and it seems like it's not going well for 42 right at the moment. So, Juan, what I need from you
Mhm.
now is I need you to roll me survival.
Survival. I have a 0 in survival. This will go great.
Is there anything that we can do to help?
I don't.
Y'all, y'all could try to stabilize him potentially. Now, I want to preface: he survived the brain melting. This is personality versus personality.
Fist fight.
So either way, he'll be fine, but it may not be 42 anymore. May not even be Javi. They could
Oof.
meld together into a whole new person.
Is there anything we can do to like fix him? What's happening, V?
Well, there are ways, but we don't have anything else that's channeling grid energy. The morpher's all we have, and you'd have to have some kind of power or something to help stabilize him that's external from the master morpher anyways.
I can do that. Tell me what to do.
I'm gonna throw up.
Well, first, okay, so if you are going to help him, if you have the ability to do so, which is questions for later, but to save him from Javier potentially choking him out, you really just got to touch him and start surging the energy and think of 42. If you don't think of 42, you're going to send it to the wrong person.
I just touch him.
Anywhere, preferably above the belt.
Cal just glares at him for a second and he grabs 42's arm.
Remember, think of 42.
Not hard for him to do.
So,
Is this? Oh my
Or-
god!
before we do anything, you start to think of 42. And you can feel the energy coming towards him, but you feel another presence. A presence that is pushing back against 42. He's very pissed. He's very angry. He is not happy. And he does not mind getting ganked because he got jumped a lot growing up. So you trying to help is nothing for Javier. So you're gonna have to roll me. What would be a good way to do this?
And I mean, Cal basically is just recycling through every single interaction that he's had with 42 over the past 300 years. Like,
Okay.
everything that he can think of. Like,
Roll me, since you are trying to transfer. I'm trying to think. What do you think would be a good thing to roll for this? What you're doing?
Hmm.
I mean, I assume it would be willpower based as well.
I guess you could just roll survival. That's fine.
I
You're
was
helping
gonna say,
someone.
yeah.
Okay.
So you need to roll high.
Nope,
not
I'm
high.
using a story point.
Okay.
And for Javier wins. Like he's no longer the 42 you
He gets immediately violent.
knew.
Everybody roll initiative.
No. Is it okay if I use a story point?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm the one with the snag here, and I still got higher than you.
I'm just saying there's another person in this room that has high magic, but I don't even think she could save you from this.
All right, why don't we give it a try? Let's see what happens.
Can I try one more time?
You get one more
Yeah.
time, Lila. Go ahead and roll because I don't think this is going to go the way that everyone thinks it is. So go ahead and roll, Lila, as well.
Is the thing they're using basically magic?
Cal is generating his connection to the grid that he has reawoken through his psycho powers. He's basically chanting his psycho powers in to help power up 42's mental strength to power over Javier. So, but you could argue magic.
Okay, so what if I use performance since that's what she tends to use to do magic and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Would I be able to do that?
What are you going to try to do? I need a description of what you're going to do.
I'm gonna try to strengthen 42.
Okay, just roll that performance. Use your specialization. Cal, are you
I
not gonna?
fucking hate it here.
Well, I think Javi's
What's the
gonna win this, guys.
What's the difficulty?
Just roll it. I'll let you know.
Can I just roll brawn? No, I'm like-
It's
I mean,
collective.
I feel like
Do I
if
have
you-
edge?
actually that's a good point. Since we're helping each other, would we not have edge?
Unfortunately, I have to say no on this one, Chief.
No. Okay.
I hate it here.
How
Okay,
does a 22 sound?
so Lila really pulled the weight here, but still, a 32 is not enough.
Well,
Really?
A 32 is not enough. I figured
Carly,
that
I mean,
I figured if this happened with anyone, that at least y'all two would be smart enough when he said that to both hop on and help. And I thought the roll of the first person doing it would be high, and then Cal would roll high, and then Thumbelina would roll high. So I
Can
made
I
it a
try
high.
one more time? It's like my dice are fucking me again.
yeah, we have a bunch of story points. Why not?
yeah, go for it.
We have so many story points.
This is the
And
last.
Oh.
we're nearing the end of this campaign anyway, right?
You're betting a lot on this. If this is it, this is it. There's no re-rolling. Well, congratulations, because 42 was the number, because I love themes. So, yes, a 44 beats it out by 2. So, y'all send this power to 42, who manages to overpower Javier. 42, do you allow Javier to say anything, or do you just wipe him from your mind?
I'll let him say something.
What does Javier say to 42 before he eventually gets wiped, since he doesn't want to accept it?
You kind of yell at him, like, how could you not care? Like, how could you not care about it? Care about us?
What
And
is
then
42?
and 42 just 42 is just gonna finish him off without answering him back.
So, with the power given to you by Thumbelina and Cal, pink and green energies, you wipe Javi's personality from your mind.
It's like a Cosmo and Wanda situation.
It kind of is.
I got parents!
Come in, I come back in and I go, "Hey guys, sorry, what did I miss?"
So,
As soon
42
as I saw
starts,
him freaking out, I had to go throw up.
42 stabilizes, and as everything comes together, you now have your collective memories and what the grid showed you extra of what happened to your brother, and who Price became in that universe. You now have that collective knowledge as your vision starts to come back, as you have Aurora and Cal touching your body, one on your arm, the other one wasn't specified. And you see V in front of you, clapping your face. Hey! Is
By the
your
way-
name 42?
I mean, technically that's my designation, but it's Ty.
He's all right. He made it.
Yeah. By the way, Cal's grip on you is like super, like unnervingly strong. Like this man is digging his hands into your arm,
Look, you missed
his
out. All
fingers
right.
into your arm.
He already got to blow his load all inside Tor. It's too late. It's over.
Yeah.
No,
can we
I know,
re-roll
but
the
I'm just
pregnancy roll?
saying.
We got a bunch of story points.
Cal's freaked out.
Okay, hold on.
No. By the way, Aurora just has a single index finger on his knee.
Just not even trying. Just take grace.
I guess I'll help out. Just
So he takes the helmet off of you, and he's like, "Well, 2 down. What? 2 more to go."
Yeah. You can let go of me now, Cal.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I walked out. I didn't know that if we held him down, it could help him.
Well,
And-
it seems your 2 friends here have a lot of explaining to do, because that should not be possible.
What'd y'all do? Y'all just held him down, right?
No, they both channeled strong grid energies that can only come from a few places.
I wonder what that could be.
What do you? What?
I
Wait.
mean, we did see Aurora turn someone into a flesh cube. I think, like,
That's right. Yeah, V. When we were in the evidence room, they both touched morphers.
yeah.
I was flown back. I'm
Well-
surprised my whole entire body wasn't turned to dust.
That would explain Aurora, but
No, didn't. Oh wait, I didn't see that.
Wait, doesn't he already know that he was a Psycho Ranger?
No, Fred doesn't know shit.
Go ahead and
No,
let
I
B
meant
say
B.
what he was gonna say. Yeah.
Fred didn't even see Cal pick up the red turbo morpher.
so that might explain Aurora. She touched the Mystic Force morpher, got pink energy. Cal, on the other hand, touched a red turbo morpher, and his energy was green.
What's going on?
But I've seen all different kinds of energies in all different ways. It's not an
Yeah.
easy one to explain. And I think you need to have a long talk with your team. He's going to set the head device down and walk into the kitchen.
Hey,
I mean,
look, if you got secrets, let's just keep them to yourself. I don't care. You know, like whatever. Maybe it has something to do with your past. Maybe it's like leaking out somehow. I don't know how that's
Yeah,
gonna affect you if you
it-
put that helmet on, but
Fred, I don't need to put the helmet on.
what are you saying? You already got your memories back?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, you were able to keep your mind, right? Like, you're good. You're still Cal, right?
Yeah. For the most part.
I would like to think that it's more of a work in progress.
Cal just shakes his head.
Well,
Just-
I mean, you're in one piece. You're. How long have you been? How long have you had your memories back?
Since last night.
Oh, like after the crazy evidence room fight.
Cal nods.
Well, oh yeah, I guess we haven't talked. You called in sick. That's why you called in sick, huh? I got that report. Somebody told me about that. Well, geez, you're holding up great. You should be proud of yourself. You didn't even need V's device. That's amazing.
Fred,
And-
Fred, listen. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you this so that if and when something happens, you don't freak the fuck out.
Okay.
The only reason why I survived my brain melting, because it did melt, is because I'm a fucking Psycho Ranger. And what Psycho Rangers go through is basically repeated brain melting.
Yeah, I've read some reports on some Psycho Rangers. We deal with a couple of those, and they're not as serious as Draken events. You're a Psycho Ranger?
Yeah.
Is that what you saw in the mirror? Is that what pushed me down in the cathedral?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Wait, does that mean I set you on fire?
Technically speaking, you set a version of me on fire, yeah.
So that must have chased you out and assimilated with you somehow. Well, okay. You have Psycho Ranger powers, but you don't seem like a Psycho Ranger. Nothing I've read in any of the reports. You seem good. Like you're good, right? Like I was
Yeah.
able to make the Charlie fade away, and S42 seems to have beat out whatever was in him. You got it. It's gone. You've got the abilities apparently, but that's awesome. You can use Psycho Green powers to help us, to aid us. And you're a good person, so we're good. With you having that and Aurora having the pink mystic force power surging through her, and S42 being able to use the black sentry morph abilities. I'm feeling pretty good about this. As far as like if we run into any trouble from here on out.
Definitely.
I mean, as long as we all are good people, wherever we end up going, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
V comes in, leans on the wall column here. Except not all of you are good people. You see, there's a funny thing when you get spaghettified and you can see all the different forms of energy. You can tell kind of energy it is. Psycho energy. But there's a clear distinction between Cal's good, calm, green psycho energy and the maliciousness that is coming from Aurora.
Aurora, I don't think you should have touched that pink morpher. Are you feeling okay?
What are you saying, V?
I'm saying when that morpher touched you, it didn't inject you with power as a one-way sacrifice to do some good. It tried to fix you. And your body rejected it. And it made you go flying back. Think about it. Let's just take a moment to think about it, shall we? Cal touches one, it generates energy and it crumbles into nothing just by him touching it. If a similar thing happened to Aurora, why did she get her pink pastel ass blown back 10 feet?
Are you saying what I think you're saying, V?
Do you want to go back in the elevator? Because no matter how strong you think you are, you're not stronger than me.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Let's maybe stop real quick
Done.
while we're ahead. Let's maybe stop just
No,
real quick.
no, it's
Should we
fine.
stop, Cal? Should we stop? Maybe Aurora's got some explaining to do, and maybe V can actually help us figure that out.
I just put the
Everybody,
helmet on
Oh,
Cal's head so we can get this
every-
over.
just take a breath.
everybody, you have duct tape on your mouths now.
42 hasn't said a word. Why do I have duct tape?
You're the only one that doesn't have duct tape.
Cool.
Aurora just
Everybody-
has her hands up in a surrendering gesture.
Before we doing anything crazy, I don't mind. But and the everything happening and your pressure to see Hades, I can't help but think maybe, just maybe, that you might have lots of malicious intent. Now, I could throw you in an elevator for all of eternity, falling for all of eternity, as funny as that would be. But if you were really that evil, I mean, you probably would have killed Fred a long time ago. I mean, just look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She makes a gesture to take the duct tape off her mouth so she can explain herself.
He snaps his fingers, duct tape's gone.
That's true. I mean, if I wanted to get this far, I could have killed Fred, or Cal, or even S42. I have a question for you, V.
Shoot.
Have you ever heard of the name Thumbelina?
Well, with all the physical reports that come down here, I've seen the name, never really looked into it that much. Kind of stopped caring about what Hyperforce did and what the GVA did. I mean, it was kind of pointless to keep up with things. I just started watching interdimensional cable and just kind of stepped out of it. But the name does ring a bell.
Well, that is my name.
So, what's the whole point of the persona? Like, what are you getting at? What's the point of hiding yourself?
The GVA wants to know who Mr. Blue is. And I am merely one of their best tools to find it. However, the GVA isn't really a place for people like me. I'm just a simple tool they use, but I've kind of gotten bored of this role. In Hades, well, I just want to see if there's someone like me in this world, in this universe. And he seems like the closest bet. And if he turns out to be Mr. Blue, well, that'd just be more interesting, but I highly doubt it.
No, he's definitely not Mr. Blue. I mean, it actually might be pretty interesting. Because I
let's
can
be honest.
manipulate space and time. We're like two sides of the same coin. I mean, if he manipulates life, organics.
It would be interesting. Just to see what he'd have to say about me.
I can't get anything right now. He doesn't like sudden things, but before y'all eventually do the deed and probably blow this joint, I'll send him your way. Or you may have to come back here, depending. But you'll get to talk to him. I'm pretty sure he'd be quite interested after I tell him the truth.
He'd probably know who I am. How fascinating.
He probably would know. But anyway, duct tape off, everybody, yada yada yada. I'm a scientist. A scientist! I like to know things. And now I know something. Without having to have Hades tell me. So, you're a spy. You already got your memory back, so we're done?
I guess. Unless anyone here has anything else they want to add.
I'm still processing all of it. So you were always trying to throw Mr. Blue under the bus for the GVA until you realized you were bored of the GVA, and now you just want to meet with Hades, correct?
I'm curious onto who Mr. Blue is. Now, depending on who he turns out to be, will depend if I throw him to the GVA or not.
And you're some sort of monster?
I am a Psycho Ranger, and I guess in your terms that would make me a monster.
So Cal and Aurora. Okay. I've aligned myself with Psycho Rangers, and Mr. Blue might be a dick, so throwing him under the bus wouldn't be too bad of a thing, unless he is our savior of some sorts. Unless Aurora ends up meeting him and he ends up being someone inconsequential and she doesn't care, and she doesn't give them to the GVA. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen next. I am very confused. But yeah, I'm glad that my brain hasn't melted. Does that mean Aurora doesn't need to put the helmet on either?
The only reason I guess she'd need to put the helmet on if she wanted to know which power coin would choose itself to power you seems to be a theme of some sorts. You got the Ninja White Falcon for some reason, and 42 over here got the Black Dino Thunder.
What would even happen if I put it on?
Well, the Master Morpher might try to kill you, so you probably shouldn't put it on.
That's a creepy laugh.
That was Lila. That wasn't even Aurora.
Yeah, but it was so creepy. Lila, that was creepy. Yeah, you'd get the green dragon coin. It's cool. All right, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how I don't know if I want to proceed anymore. I don't want the GVA to be set on fire. I want to stay.
Would you truly want to stay?
Now that I'm learning all of these motives of everybody, I don't know if our motives even align anymore. If we were all set to be free, I don't know if I even want that anymore.
Let me ask you this. What makes you so sure that even if I did truly want to burn this place to the ground, and I did not succeed, which I would have if I wanted to, let's be honest. What makes you think the GVA is so invincible?
I don't think that they are invincible. I want
What
to
makes you
provide.
think that you and those you care about are safe here?
That's a good question.
Also, you
I
picked a bad point to turn around. You have your memory back. The moment they realize that, you're basically fucked.
They're gonna prune you like a dead limb.
I just want to do. I want to provide order in a world of chaos. And
There's
and
plenty of different worlds like that.
I just want to keep records. I just want to.
Listen, Fred, you can do that literally anywhere that is not here. You
Yeah,
can get a
I'm
nice,
starting to see the cracks in the walls.
you can get a wonderful accounting job somewhere.
Just don't
Okay.
be a scientist, or they do some test on you that gets you killed for a long period of time until eventually you reformed, and now you're just alone and trapped.
But V, your existence, the fact that we met you, you're amazing. Like you've helped us so much. Like I don't want to say that I'm not saying that this was your purpose, that you getting spaghettified was to be here to help us. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I know this existence probably is torture for you, but I mean I like your apartment. You got cable? I mean, if something happens to the GVA, will you be okay? Like, or
That I
will you?
don't know. I've stared, I've pushed myself to the furthest reaches of the GVA and saw the great beyond. But I'm too scared to take that step through the door in fear that once I do, I'll fall apart all over again. It's better to stay here. I'm just like you, afraid of change, afraid of doing anything because I'm scared of what lies on the other side.
V, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
You're a scientist, right?
Yeah.
And what is science if not asking a question and trying to answer it whether you're scared or not?
I mean, look, I've answered questions before, tried to help answer questions before, and look where it got me. I got spaghettified and I was in pain for God knows how long until I was put back together, and now here I am. To answer that question again, I may not come back again. I could completely just non exist and just die.
Are you scared of death?
I think I'm scared of being in pain for another God knows how long 1,000 years. They were the worst years of my life. I had nothing except pain, and I couldn't even tell who or what I was in the process. Stretched beyond space and time and strands so thin. It was a horrible existence. So, compared to that, yes, I would prefer to stay here and watch Gazorba Field. Much better.
Can't believe you went through that. That's unfathomable. I'm so sorry.
That's that's just physics.
If it makes you feel any better, I think I can relate to some extent.
I don't know. I could step beyond that door and be perfectly fine. But now I'm an omnipotent being with such power just becomes boring. I mean, life was boring before as a scientist doing the ins and outs, but getting to do that on a grander scale and just on easy mode your whole life. not having to worry about anything. Who wants that? Who wants to live like that?
Me.
And I don't age. Even now, I don't do anything. I'm just stuck in this form. And no matter if I go somewhere, try to live a normal life, everyone around me will eventually die. And then I just hop on to the next one again and again and again, trying to find some normalness to this existence. In a way, I'm still spaghettified. I'm still a strand stretched in endless pain for all of infinity. I knew I should have called into work that day.
Oh, I thought that was a joke. I'm sorry.
But hey, what can you do? You're here now. But you guys have importance to this place and this time. You'll figure it out. Whatever choice you want to make, whichever route you want to go, do it. I mean, if Mr. Blue's an asshole and you don't like him, just go with him and then kill him in his sleep. It's that simple. Sometimes the simplest, the best answer to any question is the simplest that you overlook. You know how easy it is to kill someone in their sleep?
Very.
There's a whole TV show from the multiverse about killing people in their sleep and how easy it was. It was a serial killer in a universe. He got away with it so many times because it's easy.
It is
So
very
easy.
easy. Yes, it is.
So, just to change the subject from murder. Well, actually, to go back to murder. So, what's the plan? Like, we can't just leave Polly and the rest of whoever else is in this place. I don't know their names. Polly and the other Polly.
You can always talk to them and try to get them on our side.
And then if we get them on our side, they've got to go through the same process where their brains could be in jeopardy. That they will
Not
get their memory.
necessarily.
What do you mean not necessarily?
I mean,
Could they just be who they are, and then we get them out of the GVA? We ask them where they want to go, and we just send them on their vacations, like when somebody retires. But we just early retirement for everybody. Send them to this person wants to go to an island. This person wants to live in Wisconsin. We just send everybody where they want to go, who they are. They're who they are.
I. I mean, it would be better if we all stuck together for a little while and we did the like hopping thing potentially if we don't want to go the Mr. Blue route. Because I don't know if he would be willing to bring everyone else.
He's tried. He's tried to get other people other than us, but he said that he lost them.
Because Mr. Blue doesn't have a very soft touch to things. He just likes to throw things out there and hope for the best.
So are we saying fuck Mr. Blue? Or are we at all intrigued on following him down the rabbit hole and at least learning who he is and learning his reasons?
It really just depends on, well, who he is.
But do we want to stick around and find out, is what Fred is saying.
And if we find out who he is that going to make it too late? Like, if once we find out who he is that going to... Are we going
I
to...
have a way to get us out of here.
I mean, there's also what V said.
Well, yes, but I feel like mine would be a lot scarier for Ares to follow into.
Do we need to do something about that, dude? I feel like whatever we do, we should get that guy out of his position.
Oh, don't worry. His time will come soon enough. People as hot-headed as Ares hardly ever think before they shoot. It's just a matter of time before he kills himself.
Could you not stick Ares like in an elevator shaft?
I don't even have to do that. I could just put him in a box and collapse it till he's nothing but paste.
Could you do that for us? Like that would make life so much easier.
Like honestly,
I could, but then everyone would know that I'm here.
I mean,
We could always frame somebody else. Ares is a very hated guy.
he's very hated. We could just, well,
What if? How about this? Instead of killing him, could you help us get whatever he has that's making him as strong as he is? I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the quantum morpher.
I guess I don't know the guy. But yeah, if he's got some sort of quantum morpher, could we get that from him? Could you separate that from him, and then we could do the rest, or gather up enough people to do sort of an uprising?
Here's the thing. I never specified to you guys what exactly made me the man I am today. I was the
Oh.
first one tested for the quantum power integration.
Oh,
that makes sense.
We were testing to see if it could be integrated with other powers, and we assumed why not? It's just another power. Draken could do it. Other people have done it. So they didn't want to test anyone that could be potentially bad, so they tested it on me, and it turned into a black hole on me, and it killed me. Well, killed in quotations.
Hmm.
With Ares, they had the right tools and they studied it further. Other people, they didn't get turned into black holes, but they got crystallized or it melted their skin, all kinds of things. He survived. So, along with his SPD powers, he now has the ability to enhance it even further and go quantum. It's going to make him a tough threat, even for Cal and maybe even you, Thumbelina.
You mean Ares? Oh.
Yeah,
I don't need him to fight me. I could just lead him to someone else.
the best thing you could do is make the morpher malfunction. Try hitting it. It's basically a glaring weak spot. No matter what they did, the moment that morpher starts to malfunction, it's going to do something to him. It's like a boss fight with an obvious weak spot. You just got to poke it enough.
Out of character. Out of character. It's like the glowing orange eyes on every Resident Evil boss.
yeah, basically.
that's incredibly valuable information. S42, you work with the guy. Is there some way that you could hit the quantum morpher to make it malfunction?
You know what? I think I know a guy.
Klaus.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
Cal immediately knew. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know who you're talking about."
And honestly, if he's out of commission, what would that do for all the other sentries? Like, I know that there's other squads that don't
Probably
that
cheer
aren't-
and probably celebrate
They'll have to
with
appoint
him.
another head of the sentries for Hyperforce. I don't know who that is, so
It won't be somebody with a quantum morpher integrated into their being, so that's, at least there'll be somebody that people aren't that afraid of.
that's true. But I think you guys can handle yourselves. Now, I guess the only way to successfully, if Mr. Blue isn't a bad guy, is for y'all to take the morpher with y'all, and I don't know.
Assess
Make-
that for ourselves, basically.
I'm not going to tell you what to do or whatever. For all you know, Mr. Blue could be a fantastic guy who just had a slight meltdown.
Cal, the messages said, "Give me back what's mine." Mr. Blue truly believes that the Master Morpher belongs to him.
That's what it seems like, at least.
In a lot of my reports, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess there's no point in guessing when we have.
No,
we have
go
a-
ahead. Go ahead. What was your guess?
Could it be some version of a Tommy Oliver or a
Now
Draken? We
that's a
deal with we deal with Draken situations all the time. You guys do. I've seen the reports. If
that
we give the Master Morpher to a version of Draken, I don't want to be responsible for that.
I mean, we'll know whenever we see him, and when we do, we could always just kill him.
I don't think you understand how difficult that would probably be.
Don't you guys handle Draken situations all the time, though?
But if he's got the power to infiltrate the GVA and talk to us and communicate to us through the veil, don't you think he's probably pretty strong?
Again, though, this is all just guessing. Like, we don't know for sure.
Also, we could just send Ares to go on that suicide mission.
Could we make a fake Master Morpher to see what his intentions are once he's got something that isn't just a prop, but also can... I'm sure whoever this is going to know if it's a fake. I mean, V, could you maybe fabricate something that's realistic enough that could maybe trick Mr. Blue? Do we even want to go down that route? Do we want to make this guy mad?
I mean, I could, but if he's smart, as smart as he is, he's probably gonna know it's fake.
So we just
Yeah,
have
absolutely
blind
not.
leap of faith.
I would say it's more than that. I think you guys just really need to think about it. Maybe talk to him a bit more.
I think that's a good idea.
He doesn't want to talk. He wants it back now.
Yeah, but he's got to wait on us whether he wants to or not. And once he knows that we have it back, I think he'll be a lot more amenable. It's not like he can exactly come storming in here and grab it from us, otherwise he would have already. He has to bide his time.
You guys really don't think he'll sabotage all of this and tell Ares or whoever that...
If he tells Ares,
It's as good as gone.
he's as good as gone.
And they'll know what he's after.
Okay. Well, whatever we end up doing, I want to make sure that we're on the right side of this. And I don't know how to determine that, but I'm just going to try to go with my gut.
I think for the time being, we've all got our memories. We all know who we used to be or whatever. No one's brain melted except mine, but I'm fine for the most part. One of us, I guess, needs to take the Master Morpher. Though, would it be safe?
I could always take it.
No, I think maybe S42 or Cal or me or S42.
Weren't
Look,
you just saying I don't want that shit?
Okay, no, I would rather have it than Thumbelina. If y'all are
I
cool
would
with
try
it,
to
I
go
will.
by Aurora.
Aurora, sorry, I will take it. Sorry, I don't mean to be racist towards monsters. Kind of comes out now that Charlie's back in there. Yeah,
Boy.
yeah. No,
Is it because
I
I'm
can
pink?
see.
Damn.
I can see there being a reason for. Okay, I'll take if everybody's okay with it. I'll take the Master Morpher until we decide what we're gonna do with it.
That's fine with
Unfortunately,
me.
you are the best candidate. It might try to kill Cal or Aurora, and then with 42, he might get found out a lot sooner and then get vaporized by his commanding officer. So, yeah, you are the best pick. You're the no one would ever suspect you.
Okay, and I take my jacket off and I hold it out like it's like a blanket.
You don't have to do that. You can touch it.
I'm not gonna.
Are you
Too
scared?
bad. Oh, V, I trust you, and I just hold my hand out.
All right, you take it and nothing happens. It's just in your hand.
Okay, and I slip it into my jacket pocket.
Well,
along with a little plastic army man and googly eyes. I put it in my fanny pack with the googly eyes.
well, whenever y'all are ready to go and head out, just take the elevator, and time will have not moved. Well, you'll go back to the moment you left, like it was before. It's up to you guys.
All right. And you said that you could set up a meeting for us in Hades?
I mean, originally just you, but if everybody else wants to take a gander at him, probably. But you're probably going to be the main reason he's willing to talk.
That would be so interesting. I wonder if he is like me.
I don't think so, but hey, I didn't talk to him that much. Came off as a pretentious prick, so I just kind of stopped talking to him.
Oh, kind of sounds like my ex.
There's a story there.
Though don't tell him I said that, because if he does know who I am, then that's not going to be a good thing.
Can I borrow you for a second?
Do I have to get off the couch?
Unless everyone else is willing to leave.
I'm waiting in the foyer.
All right, everybody, leave, or I put you in the elevator shaft.
I'm
Oh,
going.
the elevator shaft?
No, S42.
It leads
Let's
to the
go.
fun slide?
Oh,
No.
could it lead into the slide? That would be great.
I'm just going to go stand in this other room.
All right. What you need?
So, you said my energy was not malicious?
Yeah, because you're not malicious. Unless you're really good at hiding it and you want to just secretly kill everybody.
No, I don't. Though, what's up here, and he taps his forehead, kinda wants to.
Oh, you had a psychotic break.
Something like that. He's still rattling around in there.
Yeah, well, unlike 42 and his past and Fred and his past, they aren't backed up by the energy and what happens to a Psycho Ranger. So, but like with them, the best thing you could do is just ignore him. Don't do anything he would do and be yourself. Eventually, he'll fade into your subconscious.
He's just a pain in the ass while he's there.
Well, I guess at least you're alive and still in control.
Yeah.
Just like I said, don't do anything he would do. Don't listen to him, especially, and he'll fade away eventually.
All right.
So, are you all ready to head back and think about what y'all's next move is? Are y'all all gonna go back to the same apartment and talk to Mr. Blue or plan something out? What are y'all gonna do?
Let's go back to the apartment and talk.
House apartment?
Cows.
Alrighty.
I agree.
This is the most company he's had ever.
Smells like meat chunks in here.
Oh god. No, it doesn't. It smells
bleak.
like Earl Grey in this apartment.
Smells like Earl Grey trying to cover up the smell of a
Meat
dead
chunks.
body. Okay, I'm still processing a lot of what we just learned.
Does anyone have any questions or concerns?
Do you want to kill us?
Not really. You wouldn't really put much of a fight, except probably Cal.
I'd really
But to be
rather
quite
fight you.
to be quite honest, I'd rather have y'all as allies than enemies.
Yeah, I would rather have y'all as allies too. Because you don't want to get on my bad side. I'll file
This is
some
where you find out
paperwork.
he's also a Psycho Ranger.
I'm Lord Zed's cousin.
Cousin.
Lord Fred.
Lord.
Lord Fred.
I have skin though. No. Okay, guys. Okay. I'm not feeling as rushed anymore. Okay, the CAD is in Aurora's bag.
Yep.
Do we need to get our story straight? Do we just need to pull it out and tell him we've got it? Are we just gonna wait and see if his red flags go away and he starts to be more patient? Like, what
By
are we?
the way, I'll just like to put something out here. If we could just keep with the story that I am Aurora, I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't want to have to deal with him asking questions.
I mean, that was the plan. You saw how I tried to cover you with V.
Oh no, I greatly appreciate it. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page now that that secret or can of worms is opened.
Oh, Cal, you knew because y'all are both ex Psycho Rangers. And y'all had a discussion about this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
We can see each other, sense each other. When I got all my when I got all my memories back, it clicked.
What are we doing? Do we need to talk to Mr. Blue?
I mean, I imagine since he's been on mute for the past couple hours, he's probably had another bitch fit.
Let's see what his demeanor's like over the CAD. Let's pull it out
Okay.
and let's
Or opens the bag. Consume.
Yeah. Feed.
Oh well.
Feed
Now that y'all know
me.
who I really am, I can just finally shut this thing up without the extra steps.
What do you
Or
mean
looks
by
at it.
that?
Shut the fuck up.
Bring it, bitch.
I can destroy you with a snap of my fingers. I can turn you to something even worse than what you are now. Tread lightly, because there are things far worse than death.
I don't know. For some reason, I could see it being like, "Bring it, bitch," and Aurora being like, "Oh, you're so cute." Like, oh, that's
Well,
just
that
him.
well, that is the point of Aurora's personality.
It's like he says the darndest things.
Okay.
But she reaches in there, she grabs the CAD, zips the bag back up.
Are we do we have like a million missed calls from mom?
It just says whenever you get back, because he couldn't connect to y'all whenever y'all went down there the first time. So he says whenever you get back, message me if you read this. Don't keep me waiting.
Mm.
I kind of want to keep him waiting.
He pulled it out. He just heard you.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought you said you couldn't connect down there.
It's a joke.
You're not in here anymore.
It's a joke.
Yeah, also, she took it out of her bag.
Right.
No, Aurora did straight up say that, though.
Damn.
Just to see his reaction.
Does anybody want to take the reins on the Mr. Blue conversation?
I will.
Who said that?
Aurora.
Okay, I don't like Aurora immediately
You're
hopping up.
making Fred want to step up a lot. Fred's like, you know what, I got this.
Yeah,
Fred's
I don't.
character
As the
development
DM, I
arc
don't know. I
is-
don't know if I like the fact that Aurora was immediately stepping up to
I
handle it,
will.
especially after the last time she talked to him.
Cal's
What
gonna
was
take
time?
the
What did
CAD.
she do last time that makes you so nervous?
Cal is taking the CAD.
Last
Wait,
time
wait.
she asked very valid and good questions.
I write on a piece of paper, like I pull out a like a notepad and I write down like any threats we make. Like I scratch it out and I write like no threats.
Literally, Aurora was not going to make any threats.
I'm
You've already
just
threatened to
scared
set
of
him on
it.
fire,
You
like
threatened
well
to kill
before,
him.
way before he
I'm
even
looking
showed
at
his
you.
true colors.
Aurora don't trust no bitch. Also, that was in character. She was trying to establish that she has connections with y'all in order to make y'all
To
tend
make
to
it
like
look
him more.
yeah.
You forget Aurora is a character. That's not actually who Thumbelina is.
It's like
Now,
you're like several steps
All right,
ahead of all
look.
this shit.
I'll give
Yeah.
it a shot. I'll give it a shot. But if you want to talk to him, you can talk to him. You offered first.
Okay. Before I say anything, does anyone else want to go before I ask any questions?
I mean, I think we're good.
We have the morpher, Mr. Blue, but I am quite curious what you meant that it was yours.
It takes y'all wait around for a few minutes until finally you see the bubbles pop up. I'm glad to see that y'all have retrieved it, and I am sorry for my outbursts. Things have not been easy on my end. However, it's mine because it belongs to me.
Were you the previous owner of it?
I am the second owner to it, and that's all you're going to get.
I see. So you threatened to reveal us to Ares, which can get us all killed, and you wouldn't really suffer any consequences from it. But you can't simply answer any of our questions, even though we're risking our necks for you.
Risking my neck would be showing Ares everything as well. It was not a well thought out threat. They could easily trace it back to my location and find me. I was angry, yelling about, making threats that honestly were stupid on my part. Like I said, I'm sorry for my frustration. To make things better and easier, it belonged to a dear friend. And in his death, he gave it to me. And then they stole it from me.
Do they know that you're still alive?
I didn't do anything to them.
But you said they stole it from you. So wouldn't they mean they'd want to get rid of you in case you'd ever come back?
I was never on their radar. I'm assuming they took it because he died. Hyperforce and the GVA don't just kill people and stuff for doing crimes. Sometimes they would just like it if certain things weren't around. Powerful devices that could be used with anyone for any reason. There's already enough Drakens in the multiverse. If one random person with malicious intent gets a hold of it, branching into infinite realities, we now have a whole new Draken situation because some random person with malicious intent, bad deeds, whatever, picked up a powerful device, and now you have another thing to add to the list of things to watch out for.
So they were covering their bases.
They were probably supposed to take it. They're probably the ones that killed him, or at least they thought they did. He held on long enough for me to get there, for him to give it to me. They probably thought he was dead. The Morpher got destroyed, which would explain its appearance. They were wrong. They were sloppy. They came back to take what they found out, managed to survive their attacks.
Did you not have it on you when they took it?
No, I was trying to repair it. I had gotten most of the work done. The only thing was cosmetics, but I wasn't worried about that. I wanted to keep it safe, something I could look on to start if I ever started to question exactly what I was doing anymore, if it was all worth it. I would always look back at it and it would always tell me that I was doing the right thing. And then they stole it from me. It took me a long time to figure out exactly who they were. And then I found out more. And what they're doing is wrong. I think I've already expressed my feelings on that.
So is your end game just to get the morpher?
I want the GVA and Hyperforce to be seen for the hypocrites and monsters that they really are. I want the people to know that are there what was taken from them. Their own rights, their lives. Also, they could fuel a labor force. The worst kind of politics on a grand scale. The morpher was a means to an end. It could help you power a device to get your memories back, and I'd get it back in return. In return for giving you your memories, I would get my treasured morpher back. So it could be there to guide me when I feel any doubts. Also because it belonged to a dear friend that I miss very much.
How do you plan to expose the GVA and Hyperforce?
By admitting a signal, over time I have created several pings megastructures throughout the multiverse, all designated to receive a signal and output the same thing. A signal that be spread to even people like Draken, any version of him, if there are any around. Anyone could pick up on the signal and learn of them, all the information, and download it. So that way, if they ever come for someone, they can be prepared. If anyone gets offered a job, not knowing what's going to happen to them, they'll know. And with all the information I've gathered, I would also be prepping for a massive scale invasion. Hyperforce and the GVA have too many bad weeds. I plan to trim it down and let the good grass grow back.
I suppose that's a fair point because a lot of what the GVA does isn't necessarily bad.
But we've also seen reports of other people doing the GVA's job better than what we've been trying to do.
That is true.
But they can't
Where
do it on as wide of a scale.
No, they can't.
where did you read that?
It was in a report we saw in IT. Or also Levy. He saw some stuff. He's concerned that the GVA is trying to hide information about a team that's been flying around solving problems, trying to stop some evil megalomaniac that's trying to take over the multiverse.
Do you have any other information on this team?
Cal just puts a finger to his lips.
No, no, not really. Roll to check my intent through the CAD.
But I'm guessing y'all do have the morpher back.
We do.
And we've got our memories.
So the man that you gave the morpher to already helped you get your memories back.
Yes.
Then why even bother talking to me? You could have ran away with your memories, gotten far, far away from the GVA.
We wanted to figure out what your intent was with the morpher.
That I understand. But with my outburst, it should have at least surely given you the thought of just leaving.
Oh, we thought about it. You were an asshole.
Whatever happens, wherever we go, do you have some way to make sure that we're not followed by the GVA's forces? That we would actually be safe within your care?
I have my ways.
I'm gonna need you to be more specific.
Combination of magic and science.
And the fact that he's been like undermining the GVA this whole time and nobody knows how to get to him, that kind of makes me feel a little bit more confident.
The combination of magic and science. Complex, but they can't find me now. I know they're looking. Even if you didn't choose to stay beside me, I would take you wherever you wanted to go. They wouldn't be able to find you wherever I took you anyway.
Do you have some sort of CAD like portal device or
That's why I need the hard link. With the hard link, I can establish a connection to make a portal of my own directly into the GVA.
just going to write down what do we do on a piece of paper and hold it up?
And the only way to establish that hard link is through the archives.
The archives will give me direct access to all of the GVA's computers. Not just at the archives at Sector G, but archives everywhere else and all the computers everywhere else. Once that's established, I can designate where you all actually are. I've established communications, but I have no idea where y'all are on anywhere in the multiverse or time and space. I don't have a pinpoint.
What if we were to portal somewhere outside of the GVA? Could you not just snatch us before they found us?
Potentially, it'd be a little bit harder. We're talking about infinity.
What if we told you where we were going?
That'd make it a lot easier, yes.
Why not do that?
I still need the information in the archives.
Hmm.
Without that, I can't fully prepare for an attack. I can't know where it is. I can't get information that'd be vital to many people that are there that potentially don't want to be there anymore. I can't expose them for the God knows how long, many years of just lying to people.
And your intent is not full-blown wipeout, it's just to pluck the weeds.
I believe there is corruption high up in the hyperforce in some of the GVA. For a place that is so bent on protecting the multiverse and the grid and timelines, they sure have a lot of unorthodox methods of keeping their workers wanting to stay there. You look at the man himself that has taken over Sector G's Sentry Outpost. Why the fuck would any sane person put that man in charge?
We've got middle management that are full of good people that want to make change, and and it would be a millennia before they got anywhere where they could do it, but it's a spark of some hope.
Then you need to bring those people with you. If these people are as good as you say they are, and are the best, when the time is ready, make sure they're ready to come with you.
We need to get Abe and Paulie and Mobius and Mr. Wayland seems cool. Omega Force, all your friends. We need to get everybody that wants to come, and we need to somehow rally
Well,
them.
it's funny that you say that because you didn't list the one person who really wants to come.
Lavinia?
Yes.
No. Hooking, she's good. She's got a good office. She likes it. Office.
She would murder an entire army for you.
We got to get everybody. We got to tell them somehow. I don't know how to start a revolution. We don't know who all will be on board.
Honestly, I think our best bet is to just talk to them.
How do you start that conversation? We got pulled into this, whether we wanted to or not. How do I talk to Paulie and tell him, with everything he's been worried about with just the way he looks, how do I say, hey man, what if there's a world? I know that he's talked to me about going on vacation, but this is a little bit more than that. This is uprooting her whole existence. And so much more needs to be done here. You know?
I guess what it comes down to is how much do you trust Polly's trust in you?
I honestly don't know. Ever since I started thinking about who he is as my friend, it's all just felt. I mean, I love the guy, but it's all been so surface level, you know. It's all been work and movies and hanging out, and what does all that all mean if our existence has been a lie, and how is he going to take that?
Well, I hate to say it, but your friend doesn't have a choice. If you're closest to him, the moment y'all do anything, if there is a fight at the end of this, and you barely make it out, or even if you run away without them even catching wind of you in the archives, the people closest to you will be their first targets.
They're at
And
risk.
saying I don't know is not going to fetch good results.
So okay, so what do we do? What if we spark up a conversation and it goes bad and they run to report things? What if I go talk to Abe and tell him that I think he's a great guy and hey, by the way, all this work you've been trying to put in to make sure that the analysts and the sentries if all that stuff is pointless because none of this matters and
No, it's not that it's pointless and that none of it matters. It's that
is it not though? All the paperwork I've done, all the little inner office politics.
I don't think you're understanding. It's not a hard reset. We're not having a complete wipe of everything. What Mr. Blue is trying to get at is we grab the good apples, we grab the best of the bunch, and we're like, hey, we want to fix things, but in order to fix things, you got to come with us first. We don't want you to be casualties.
And then all the other stuff, all the existential crap that can come after.
That can come after. But we let them know, hey, we want you to come with us because we're going to fix things way faster than trying to move up the ranks.
So what's the play here? Do we go to the archives and get the things from Mr. Blue so he has a way to extract the people we love?
We talk to them first. We have those conversations. We give them
Okay.
the ultimatum of like,
Here's why
hey,
that's not a good idea. Because we give them that ultimatum. We tell Wayland, we tell Abe, we tell Mobius, we tell Polly, we tell Levy if he's even still alive. We tell them, and they run and report it. We didn't go to the archives to get what we need for Mr. Blue. We have nowhere to go. We're locked away. We're pruned because somebody freaks out.
I hate to say it, but if they freak out, you're going to have to kill them.
And I don't want to do that. So I think we need to have extraction plans first, then come back and talk to our friends. Or message them how Mr. Blue's messaging us now.
once we hit the archives, that's a point of no return, I think. Because we're playing a real dangerous game once we get in there.
You're right. I just don't know how to have these conversations.
And maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should be there, but you can't say the words. Someone else should be there with you to tell those closest to you, the good ones, that this is the ultimatum.
If you don't want to talk to them, I can.
But I think this is a lot more simple than you're making it. You've been friends with Polly for how many years?
I don't even know. It's not even quantifiable anymore.
Exactly. If there's one thing that I've learned after so long, some things are not explained. There's no way to explain what friendships, bonds can mean if there is one thing that is certain. Friendships, bonds, even love can transcend anything. Time, space, reality.
It can push you to the ends of your limit and make you want to keep going beyond. So I think that you should trust in your bond with Polly.
Okay. Okay. And I've seen you talk to your friend Praxis. I think that y'all should talk to each other.
Nah, fuck Praxis.
Well, I don't know how y'all's
We can
relationship
save
is.
him, Cal. Don't worry.
Nah, fuck Praxis.
Okay. Okay. So is that what we're doing? We're gonna lay low. Tomorrow
Maybe
we go to
Praxis
work.
could be your love interest.
I don't want to. No, absolutely not.
Talk to your friends. The good apples, too. And once you're ready, notify me. And we'll prepare for the end game.
You know, I feel really bad for S42 because your team is probably going to be the hardest to talk to get them on board with this kind of stuff.
They literally said they'd go anywhere with him.
No. Fred's saying that because he doesn't know that.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
No, that's how I wanted Fred to be like, I already talked to all of them and they're all cool. And
Yeah.
Fred just stares at him like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, I already talked to all of them. They're all on board. They said they'd follow me anywhere.
I kind of slipped up and said like everything, and they were cool with it.
Yeah, they were cool with it.
You man.
He just
So
fucking
that-
tries to choke me out again. Like, why are you always cold?
Your hands are massaging my neck. It feels nice.
Die!
Why do you have such a thick, muscular neck, and my hands are so weak?
I do so much paperwork.
So that eliminates one of the more difficult conversations, I guess, or at least what we thought was going to be difficult. Wait, so that means...
Tor was especially enthusiastic. No,
Oh wait, no, I was going to say, does he say that?
no, because I was just saying that because Jay was like, when last session he was like, I sucked your dick. I'll literally do anything for you.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I mean, we've got Omega Squad, so that's nice.
All right. So, okay, it's late. Maybe we should go to bed, go to work tomorrow, and talk to who we can.
It's gonna be fun. Like I said, whoever wants to hold on to this device, I don't think planning them anymore is a good idea. Someone just needs to hold on to this who can keep it hidden.
I'm already holding on to the Master Morpher, an unregistered blaster pistol. I might as well have the cat as well.
You used to hate this thing.
I was about to say, I mean, Cal can just take it again if you don't want to.
Or they could
I'm
always just put it in Aurora's bag.
I'm already holding so much like contraband. Like, how do I explain any of this shit if I get caught with any of it? So
Just start crying and say Aurora made you do.
Yeah.
She's also a demon of some sort. Get her.
She's a witch.
But who's gonna hold on?
Witch.
Who actually wants it?
Wait,
I mean-
the cat?
Yes.
I guess Fred can take it.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's just let Fred keep. Let's just
Yeah,
keep using Fred to carry everything.
I'll carry it.
Well, no one's gonna suspect Fred.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I peed in a bucket and nobody batted an eye. I'm just invisible to everyone. Except for one. Well, three.
I got the
All
joke.
right. I take the CAD and I go, all right, guys. I'm going to get some sleep. I'll see y'all in the morning.
So you all leave Cal's apartment.
I go out in the hallway and I'm attacked by Beta Squad.
Oh god, do y'all all leave Cal's apartment?
Fred does.
Yeah.
Cool.
Unless anyone wants to talk to Aurora, which I highly doubt. Burp.
Hey, Aurora, so you have a monster form? As we're walking out, it's just like,
Let me
She
see
just
that.
punches you
can
in
I
the
see
throat.
that? Yeah, like just can I sit right before I can say see that? You just hear like outside of your apartment door.
It's like,
She's-
It's like, I think we should really just keep those things in private. Don't you agree, S42?
You want to see my privates? A little weird, but okay.
Here's what he
on the
wants
throat
to
again.
do.
Oh shit!
Why does everybody go for my throat?
Right, like first Fred, now
Okay.
you.
So you're all going home, right?
Yep.
We're gonna jump to Aurora real quick. Aurora, get to your apartment. You put your bag down, and everything, and you have an email that tells you that they are waiting for your phone call, your update call on the situation. It's from an unknown sender.
Oh, how fantastic. She calls him immediately.
You went dark for a little bit there.
Sorry about that. It's just things here have been a little bit chaotic.
Define chaotic.
There's been someone leaking information into the GVA about people's past. It's causing quite a ruckus here. And of course, they sent me out to figure out who it is. Someone who
It-
calls himself Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue. That's interesting. I wonder. But that's a thought for later. With this going on, have you found anything that would pique my interest?
Well, there's another Psycho Ranger.
Go
Cal,
on.
or as he was known, Lord Mamushi.
So that's what happened to him. I can't believe it. Taken by the GVA.
Yes, and well, he's a completely different person now, but from what I can see from his shadows, Lord Mamushi isn't truly gone. Really,
Well,
in all honesty, he's kind of the only interesting person of use now. I mean, there was a V, but he tends to be stuck here in this area, and I don't think he'd be leaving anytime soon. And then there's also someone else of interest I discovered. Hades.
who is Hades?
He's the person who keeps everyone as they are in the GVA.
That's a lot of power. Too much power for one man to hold.
That's true, but I don't think he'd really be of any use. Well, not now, anyways. So hopefully I'll be able to meet him pretty soon.
I think the most interesting thing out of all of this, Lord Mamushi. Stripped down, forced to do monotony. It's kind of poetic, honestly. But what's more interesting is there wouldn't happen to be another version of the other two.
Are you talking about Fred and S42?
Who were they originally?
Charlie and Javier.
Well, well, well. It seems the grid does work in mysterious ways after all.
Why do you say that?
Oh, you know, just what Orion and his little squad are doing. And then it just so happens in a place outside of time and space, the trio would be reunited to do good things. At least what they think are good things.
Truly. Though this Mr. Blue character does seem quite interesting.
I need you to figure out who he is. And more importantly, his designation. I don't want to kill him just yet. Mostly I want to talk.
Does that mean if the time comes, should I follow Mr. Blue depending on who he is?
Yes. Make sure to activate your beacon, so that way we can find you a lot easier.
Of course.
Just be careful where you broadcast it. I received a pretty interesting broadcast not that long ago. Ironically enough, another Psycho Ranger
What was his name?
was a version of Axe. He apparently had a tons of information that anyone would want, including Hyperforce and Billy. It seems the old man has a power source so great up on his ship. I kind of want it.
Truly.
It seems Axe kicked the bucket. Stopped broadcasting. Lots of interesting things are going on right now. Just try to keep in touch more often, will ya?
I know, it's been complicated. It's hard to do that whenever you're around more people than usual. And if you act any somewhat suspicious, they ask questions. But I'll make sure to keep in touch more often. I do apologize for the delay.
A few more things before we end our conversation. Your time at Hyperforce might be coming to an end.
Oh?
With everything that we have going on in there, and all the seeds, spies, everything. Those who were loyal to me. I think we can afford to have you move on to bigger things. One bigger thing in particular. It seems one of Billy's most trusted has finally gone rogue. He's a powerful person. Unique. I need you to go recruit him for me. See what makes him tick. He
Of course.
is aggressive, though.
Is there any information I might need to know in order to get more cooperative?
Well, I think you'll be able to appeal, both being Psycho Rangers. He's a red Psycho Ranger on the Path of Flame. Different than Virgil. But he's more powerful than Virgil.
Oh, how exciting.
There might be an issue, though. He's hanging out in some world that's in the 1970s with someone you might remember.
Oh? Who's that?
It would appear in your time in the GVA, the Lone Ranger has decided to call it quits.
Oh, I know just the bait to get him to go sniffing on someone else's trail and leave the little birdie alone.
That's why I'm trusting you with this. You can relate to Marcus. And you can also get rid of the Lone Ranger. Don't kill him.
Oh,
The
no,
Lone Ranger,
never.
we might have use for him.
What's his use?
The Lone Ranger appears to have a particular, I don't know how you would put it. Apparently, he has some hidden power, and it's connected to death. The Death Ranger.
Oh, of course. He thinks he's the one who killed his team after all.
Just get him to go away. Distract him while you talk to Marcus.
Will do.
And like I said, try not to stay dark for too long this time.
Of course. My liege.
And the phone call ends. Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we go to bed for the night?
I'm playing with the Master Morpher.
I'm killing Aurora in her sleep. No, but
Good luck.
Real shit. Let's go ahead. Fred, you said you were playing with the morpher and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, 42. What are you doing before bed?
nothing, I guess. Nothing important really.
Aurora had her phone call. 42 is going to sleep. Cal, what are you doing before you go to bed?
What time is it?
60th hour,
Out of 72?
75, 72 or 65, whatever it was that I said.
It's pretty late. It's pretty late.
Yes.
Okay. Is Mr. Mans talking to me before I go to bed?
Sounds like
Mr.
you want him to.
Mr. Blue or Mamushi? Yeah, sounds like you want him to.
Mamushi, that's what I'm asking, because he's been weirdly quiet except for that little bit earlier, so I'm a little anxious about it. We don't have to talk if he don't want to. I was just asking.
The only thing he's probably going to say to you is as you go to bed and lay down for the night, the only thing he's probably going to say to you that's probably noteworthy is just a massive waste of time. Over and over and over again, you continue to be a pure disappointment. Just leave. Forget your friends. Forget everything. Just leave. They're just more obstacles and more things to worry about. Go on your own. Do what needs to be done. Forget Mr. Blue. Whatever army he's going to come up with is probably going to be nothing compared to the army you can bring at the GVA's door. No signal, no nothing. You keep the CAD. You have your highest scientists re-engineer it, reverse engineer it, and then you come back with an army tenfold of what Mr. Blue could probably do. And you crush every single person that made us sit through the monotony of every day doing the same thing, working, stopping people, all of it pointless. If the limbs will grow back, then what is the point of even trying? It's a
They
lunacy.
grow back different.
How different? If they were able to grow back eventually, it all would have stopped by now. They don't know what they're doing. They're messing with realities, hoping that playing God will give them the results that they want. There cannot be light.
Is that not what we were doing?
We were actually getting results. And we would have gotten the very thing that we had longed for so long if they hadn't interrupted us. Decades of doing what we had to do, or a decade of doing what we had to do, and then months of searching. And finally, we found happiness. Happiness that we deserved. That was owed to us. And you're going to sit there and let some random asshole tell you what you don't deserve.
It wouldn't have been real. You know that.
As real as the Luke I would have killed to make it my own.
But it wouldn't have been real.
I didn't need it to be real. I needed happiness that I worked for, that you ruined. If this is the path you're going to continue on, I hope we die before we leave the GVA.
That's not gonna happen. Whether you like it or not, I'm relatively happy. I have people that I care about and that care about me. And I'm going to do what I need to do. Not what you want.
So all of it meant nothing to you. Seeing our friends, the ones closest to us, die. Being lied to, being tricked, being turned into a monster, a freak, for nothing. We could have had it all back. Lived the rest of our lives with those closest to us, and you turn your back on them. You're no friend. Even to the friends you've made here, you're no friend. You're exactly what I tried not to be when I chose to fight Dark Hunter, when I chose to pull up on Malagor's castle. You are nothing more than a fucking coward. Just keep running. Running and hope that you can protect your friends by running away from the threats that stare you blatantly in the face. And hope that gets you somewhere. I know what gets results. I did it for a decade.
And you were miserable the entire time.
I was doing what had to be done.
And I'm doing what needs to be done now. Your time is gone. You failed.
All right then. But know this. You can think all you want to. You can think all you want to that now is your time. But no one says no to me. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. But if I have to, I will break us apart over and over again until you are gone. I will not lose. I've come too far to lose. I can't lose. Not
You
now.
did. You are literally a drop in the bucket of the centuries that I have now lived. Let it go.
We'll see about that. And then he fades away. Not permanently, he's just gone. Conversation over. So you're just gonna go to sleep now?
It's a whole nother kind of lunacy arguing with yourself, huh?
It is a lot of lunacy.
That was pretty badass, though. I liked that. Some of the shit you were saying was like, damn!
Yeah?
Yeah, that was cool. Like, your time is done. Like, you failed. And, like, you're just a drop in the bucket of the centuries that I live. I was like, oh, fuck!
Massive
Fuck you,
rage.
Mamushi!
It's true, though!
He was
is an
sounding
entirely
desperate.
different person now.
He was like, I can't lose! I can't lose! He sounded pathetic.
And that's really kind of the that's the saddest part of Mamushi, is he was so desperate.
Yeah, it's the same as the Marcus thing, like trying to fight to get back what you lost rather than just trying to find happiness in the present.
Yeah. And that's what I love about why Jay made that. They're mirrors of each other.
Yeah, yeah. In Fred's room, Charlie's like, "We can skateboard," and Fred's like, "You're gone. You're a memory. You've lost. Let's watch Ghostbusters." Fuck Ghostbusters. You're a drop in the bucket in the century that I live.
Unnecessary. Charlie's just like, whatever you want to do, man, I'm fine with it. It's just like, God, shut up. You're so
you.
annoying.
Charlie's like, "Okay, man, I'll stick around if you want to talk." Never. I hate you.
Have you ever tried toaster tarts? They're really good. Can my demons stop haunting me?
Get
God.
the fuck out.
Oh my god. Just Charlie saying really nice shit and Fred acting like he's hearing the shit that Mamouchi's saying.
You'll never have this body again.
I just said I just said you should try toaster tarts. Why are you reacting like this? Fred punches a mirror.
Jesus Christ.
It's all dark and gritty for no reason.
Anyway, so you go to sleep now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll survival to see if Mamouchi takes over your body.
We need this group needs to like what's
Therapy?
missing for this group is for us as a team to like have actual fun together. Like if we were the Dimension Storm team, we'd be like, I'm not going to sleep. Let's all play video games or like like hang out and this team is just like, let's go to our rooms and be separate.
I mean, Cal, that's the most company he's had in this apartment for like forever, like ever.
The day that there was pieces of him everywhere.
Yeah, like that's the most people that has been in his apartment ever, because he's only ever had Mobius over prior to all of this shit happening. I mean, it would be nice to have like a hangout time. I don't know.
We're not discussing the end of like the toppling of a huge
Like I said,
multiversal government agency.
until I tell y'all this is the end game, are you sure you want to do this? You have time.
Yeah. Well, we're going to work tomorrow. It's going to be a normal-ish day.
Some tough conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all need to get those conversations. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop over to the most stressful one, probably of all of them. Actually, I don't know if I think this is the. We're just gonna start and we're gonna see how this goes.
Oh shit. Paperwork.
So, Aurora and Fred, you come to data entry and things seem pretty normal. The black sentries are still there, but things seem relatively calm for the moment.
Is this a break room?
Which room? Yeah, that's a small little break room.
Can I walk over here and say, Aurora, please follow me?
Sure.
Aurora.
Okay. Yes, Fred?
Aurora, do you have any ideas on how I should go about this? I'd like to talk to Polly and even Lavinia just to give them some sort of warning, but I don't know what to say.
How do
Yeah.
you think they'll react? I feel like Lavinia is a pretty, like,
Persuasive.
we all know how she's going to react. But how do you think Polly's going to react?
I don't know. He's the one I'm the most worried about because I care so much about him.
I mean, you could just tell him to meet you in the archive and that you have to show him something.
I don't know. I don't want to just spring
You
it
could
on
just
him.
be honest, and then if anything happens, I could just make him forget.
You can make people forget stuff?
I might have a solution. I am able to make deals with people. Now, it's not just all cut and dry. It's not like I'm like, oh, you have to sell me your soul and it's mine forever. No, I have to offer them something of mine if they offer something of theirs. And so if we make this deal, if he has a vow to silence, then I can just make a vow of silence on his end as well, and we won't have to worry about it.
I'm confused about what you're saying.
I have the ability to have people make a vow of silence on certain subjects as long as I offer something in return. Which means
that scares me, but what I'm not even really worried about him going and telling on us. I'm just worried about the look in his eyes when he finds out that I've been keeping secrets.
to be fairly honest, I don't think it really matters. I know this is going to sound harsh, but unfortunately in life, we have to make tough decisions and let the people around us know about these tough decisions. And sometimes they will feel betrayed, and that's fine. We have to learn and grow as we go. And if this is a learning lesson for them or you, then let it be. Sometimes it's easier just to rip the band-aid off than just to let it sit and let the wound fester.
Okay, I kind of want to do this in one shot.
Do you need to get the cube ready?
Do I need to get the cube ready?
Do you want to give Fred the cube in case Polly freaks out so he can have him get consumed immediately?
No, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, Aurora could always just turn him into a flesh cube.
A green flesh cube.
Yep.
Let me go talk to him. I regret talking to you.
Yeah, she's not really the best person to be like, hey, how do I convince a friend that to follow me to the depths of hell?
Polly, read your email I sent you.
Oh my god.
No.
Did you send him an email?
No. I'm gonna say, hey Polly, can you meet me in the break room?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a few seconds. I'm gonna finish this up real quick, and I'll be right there.
I'm gonna go in there and sweat. All right, Aurora. Just you can go back, and if I run out of here screaming code blue, just no, never mind. I don't do anything.
What do you want me to do?
I want nothing. Go. Nothing.
I can
Can I
turn
have-
him into I can turn him into a flesh cube for you.
Please
It'll
don't.
be more durable.
Can I just have the room?
Yeah.
Hey man, can you want to sit down over here? Where you go? Sit down. I need to talk to you.
All right. Yeah. What's up?
You probably noticed I've been acting kind of weird past couple of days.
A tad bit strange.
You know all that. I want to start this by telling you that you've been an amazing friend, just a great companion during my times during our time working together. I've modeled so much of what I do just from watching you and how effortless I've seen you just kind of navigate social things. And then to come to find out that you've been going through your own internal struggles. Anyway, I'm rambling. You know, you've heard about these threats against the GVA, right? About people that have been getting communication from some outsider where they're being told that the GVA is a bunch of lies, that the morphing masters are not, they don't have our best interest, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I've received communication in that vein, and I've kind of went down a rabbit hole that has led me to regain memories from a former life. And we have an option to leave the GVA and eventually, oh God, dismantle it or make something better out of it. And I am scared that I'm at this bridge and you're not there with me, because this whole time you've been by my side, and I feel like I've been with strangers, and I don't want to go any further unless I know that I'm not explaining this right, and I'm so sorry, but things are about to get even crazier at the GVA, and I want you to be safe. And I'm reaching out to you right now to tell you that you can find a real life outside of this, outside of the paperwork. And I know it sounds crazy coming from me because I love paperwork, but It's like early retirement, basically.
But do you even know where you're going?
Honestly, I don't. I wanted to, just up until last night, I thought maybe I could stay here in some way or fashion, but I've been reassured that now that I have my former memories, that if I'm found out, I'll be pruned into non-existence. So it's either somewhere other than here, or it's non-existence. And I'm sorry that I'm putting this on you. I know it's a huge burden. It's been a crazy burden for me that I've been having to deal with for the past couple of days. I mean, look at this, and I just like I pull out the blaster and show it to him, and I should not like in a threatening way, but I'm like, check this out. Like I hand it to him. I'm
This is
like,
actually this is actually pretty interesting and neat. Well crafted. Everything looks pretty nice, nifty. And did you make this?
a spaghettified multiversal omnipotent ghost scientist made that for me.
That sounds like a mouthful, but I mean, he knows his stuff. I mean,
Yeah, I looked at it. I couldn't do anything to improve it, so I actually made this, and I show him my glasses and like the targeting. Like I tried to use it, and I was terrible with it, so I thought maybe I could. I don't know. This is insane. You're focusing on the technology of the gun rather than everything else that I just said.
well, it just makes my brain itch, I guess. For some reason, looking at something like this just really comes natural to me. I, with everything going on, I was hoping I got contacted. I wanted to know where I came from so badly that I hoped that it was me. And but as it would find out, now I'm getting an offered a chance to potentially know where I came from.
I'm gonna hug him. I'm just gonna hug the shit out of him. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, dude, yeah, exactly. What if you have like a whole world of you guys? Of what if you have brothers somewhere, like, family, like, dude, oh my gosh, I've been freaking out, man. This is the one thing that was worrying me the most, that I was gonna tell you, and you're gonna report me, and I was, yeah,
No,
yeah. This goes way deeper than I've even started to explain, and then I'm gonna listen to him, but I also want to like explain everything like S42 did for his team.
well, I mean that all this being said, it sounds like exactly what I was hoping for. Not exactly, not this level of crazy. I just was hoping some guy would come along and tell me where I came from.
Right? I was
But
hoping that they would message you instead of me too, if it happened. I feel like you'd be way better suited for this stuff. It's been nonstop action and chaos.
but now that I have it, I don't know if I can go.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is technically all I've ever known, all you've ever known.
Oh, dude, trust me. I've been struggling with that as well. The team I've been with have been gung ho about getting the hell out of here, dismantling this place. And this whole time I've just been like, well, I just want to do paperwork at my cubicle with you sitting next to me. But apparently they tell me that we can if that's the stuff we want to do, um, there's jobs out there where we could provide order, we could provide record keeping and accounting for agencies that actually do good rather than covering up terrible mistakes and killing innocent teenagers throughout the multiverse.
Doesn't really matter about the paperwork or anything. It's I don't know if I can leave. I mean, every day for so long now, it's been taking public transport, meeting you on the way because we lived in different apartment blocks, walking into work, talking, starting the day, hanging out throughout the day. Me giving you a lot of my paperwork just because you did it so fast and you wanted more. Going to lunch, eating lunch together, and then hanging out. You were the only person that really, the first person that cared to offer to do anything outside of work. Yeah, other people came along the way, but you were the first one. And I don't know if I'm ready to give that up. But if you're going,
Yeah, I'm going, and I'm the same with you. I'm the same way. I don't want to give it up, and the one thing I don't want to give up is you. And wherever we end up, if we stick together, whatever new normal we find, as long as we're together, I think we're going to be okay.
it's the multiverse is a big place full of endless possibilities.
Big place, big enough to hide, with technology to find, maybe anthropomorphic turtle men to hang out with, maybe more movies. I don't know, man. I just, you can do all of that and more. Just, this isn't the place. Not in a prison.
It might be a prison, but it's my home, my life.
I know I've thrown a lot on you, and you're actually saying a lot of stuff that's still inside the back of my mind. So I don't disagree with you at all. Maybe just take some time. Because right now, I don't know how much time we have left, but we're not at the 0 hour. I don't feel that. Just, I'm hoping that when the time comes, you are ready. But in the meantime, I just needed you to know.
Well, I really appreciate it. It makes me feel better knowing that you went out on a limb to tell me all this because I could have been a bad friend. I could have reported you, but I'm not going to have that all on your shoulders, all that stress. But I do need some time to think about it. It's a big change. And even though I could find where I belong, I don't know. I'm just scared.
I'm scared too.
I'll let you know by tonight, just in case anything happens and you have to go. At least if I decide to go, I can go with you.
Keep your CAD close. Thank you so much for being as understanding as you are. And I'm gonna give him another hug.
Gonna hug you back.
I don't want to let go.
Well, if we don't let go, it's gonna be suspicious.
Ugh. I go to Lavinia's office. I'm like, hey, me, you, in the multiverse, out of here.
Okay, hold on. So you go to you go into her office.
No.
So you go into her office. She's typing something, and she's just, oh, hello, Fred. How can I help you? Did you run out of paperwork?
Lavinia, do you like it here at the GVA?
There are some unfavorable characters, but I do kind of like it. This. What do you mean by these questions, Fred?
Run away, run away.
You can't run away now. You can't.
The door is locked. Oh shit, I
Yes.
forgot about this. Here's that button. Lavinia, If I
Whatever.
were to leave this place,
Retirement.
yeah, if I were to retire, and I'm not saying that like, okay, I'm not explaining this right. I keep doing that. Listen, Lavinia, I need to know. I've noticed that you seem to like me. Yes?
And
How
she seems really calm on the outside, but in her head, she's like, "Oh my fucking god! Finally,
it's
this
happening, it's
moment,
happening.
it's happening, it's happening, it's happening." She's just, I am very fond of you, Fred. Yes,
Is that me as a worker, or do you feel like if I told you I was going to burn this whole place to the ground, you'd be down for that? Hypothetically.
she just takes off her glasses. She takes
Okay.
off her glasses and she looks at you and she says, "If you were to tell me that you were going to burn this place to the ground, if you had told me you were going to turn this place to the ground, I would ask you what type of material you would like to have to start the fire."
I was contacted by the being that's been contacting people to tell them that the GVA is all made up of lies. And I've been operating with a team of people to learn about my former life, and I have done so. And now that I have my former memories, I don't think I can exist within the GVA anymore.
She kind of, her, her eyebrows shoot up, her eyes widen, and she's just, "Fred, so what you're telling me is that you're working with the man that's caused all of this, the sentries to be on my floor to harass people, that the reason that man is here."
There's more to it than just that one person. There's actually a lot of moving parts. But unfortunately, yes, he is the catalyst to a lot of the chaos that's been happening. Even me
Now,
acting strange in the past couple of days.
well, getting your memories back might be a bit strange. So it's all true. We're not made from the morphing masters or anything.
No, we were not created by the Morphing Masters. I was just some kid that lived and had a family, skateboarded for some weird reason. I existed before this, and my memories were wiped. And most likely, we all had lives before this, and all of our memories were wiped, so we could be used to work diligently for the GVA. I honestly am not mad at that, but I can see that other people will be pretty pissed. For some of us, it's nice to have purpose. Because honestly, the former life I had, I know I'm going off on a weird tangent here that's dismantling my argument, but the kid that I was didn't really have a huge purpose. He actually, the day before the GVA picked me up, was contacted about becoming a Power Ranger. Could you imagine me as a Power Ranger?
You just see her eyes go up and down.
She deletes some fanfics and some Photoshop pictures that she has on her computer.
No, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Click,
Delete. But she's like, "Now, None of that matters. Where do you see yourself going, Fred?
I keep getting asked that question. And honestly, all I want to do is good in the multiverse. And I don't want to be manipulated. I don't want to be doing paperwork. I still do want to do paperwork, but I want to do good. I want to make sure that no one's tricking me, that I'm not just doing records for some. I'm not a cog in a machine that's not doing good for the multiverse. And the GVA has been hiding a lot of stuff and doing a lot of nefarious stuff, and I just want to be my own man. I want to have a purpose that I feel like I'm actually doing something good for the multiverse. And I don't know where that's going to be, but it's not going to be here.
That's my
Oh.
fucking boy.
Well, Fred, I think there's only one thing left for me to do. And unfortunately, it's going to be the hardest thing that I ever do. All I need from you, Fred, is to tell me when and where.
Oh shit. Lavinia, I could kiss you right now. No,
She
wait,
jumps up. Really?
what are you talking about when and where? To sabotage us? To call the sentries to that location?
No, I mean, I'll. Fred, it's not. You may have been oblivious, but it's very obvious that I like you. I like you a lot, and I will just about go and do anything you tell me to do.
Jesus, woman. What has happened to you in your past? Who did you date before me that has sent you down this? You watch a lot of Korean stuff. Anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be going to the library and the archives pretty soon. I don't know when. I'm not the leader of the operation. Um, but we could definitely use you in our fight into the archives to get what we need.
I just imagine when you were like, "We could use you," and you had that pause, just her sliding forward on the desk in a fight, and she just kind of slid back.
I could use you. I crawl on her table. I'm doing a lot of weird, awkward stuff that a man wouldn't do. I'm like, yeah, you like this, and I put like a pencil in my mouth and I start sucking on it. And she's just like, yeah, I do like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, no. Thank you so much, Lavinia. This means a lot. I'm putting a lot of trust in you. Just keep your CAD close, and I'll let you know further instructions.
I will, and I will make sure to keep this, and I won't tell anyone. Is there anyone I should be aware of that you have told?
I'm working on that. I'm telling the people that I've grown to admire, and I'm telling the people that I value their friendship, and I'm telling the people that I believe are good at the core.
Well, I'm glad that you thought that I was good enough to come with you. In both ways.
You've defended me. You've defended. I didn't even catch that. You've defended me in the past, and I saw something that just you have a fire in you that's meant for more than here.
Well, Fred, you are a good worker, but I always saw that you had heart, and I think that's what mostly has drawn all of me towards you. And I am trying really hard to remain professional in this very moment.
Talk to Abe. Can you unlock this door?
She says, "Yes, I'll unlock the door, but just in case, this is potentially the last time that I see you." And she goes around the desk and she just gives you a big hug. Nothing else. However, you can hear her heartbeat going a mile a minute. It is definitely fast. She is really, really offering so much restraint.
She's a good lady. I think Fred's been getting adventurous. I think he would kiss her.
Okay, so you're here on the other side of the desk. She goes to give you the hug, and you know like how in movies when it's like they go to separate and they just like stare at each other. Is
What are
that
we
when you-
doing? Yeah.
Oh my god! So you kiss her, and you know it's very intimate. Very very intimate kiss. I was gonna say as y'all separate, she looks at you, she's just like, "I love you, and will do anything you ask me to." You know what? Sure, why not? After the kiss separates, and she's just like, "I know this might be a little bit early, but I really do think I'm in love with you."
She tells me she loves me.
Yes, she says, "I don't. I think this might be too early, but in case anything happens with what you told me, I
Okay,
think I love you."
when she says that, I just go, I know, and I kiss her.
You hot solo her! You son of a bitch!
You say, "I know," and then you keep kissing her.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's so turned on right now.
You hot solo this
It doesn't
motherfucking.
matter. It worked.
I'm
Oh,
gonna drive to your house and stab you!
I'm sorry.
No, hold on, he can make up for it. What else happens?
We fade to black.
Oh!
We got it. We got it. We got
Yep,
it.
Fred is fucking in the office. Why is
All right.
42 here?
Oh,
Oh.
I was gonna make a joke and be like, oh, okay, I walk in. Hey, Lavinia, I brought those pictures of Fred you want.
Oh my god.
She's been selling pictures of me.
All right, hold on.
I'm
crying.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh,
Get
right,
the
I
fuck out of
forgot
here.
to-
Get out of here.
My stomach.
So we fade to black, and this is what I wanted all along. There's no more game at all. I'm done being a DS, and it's recorded too, so I have proof.
Oh no!
Anyway, so fade to black. We're now going to go to Luke
Cal.
or Cal. Cal, sorry. All right, go ahead.
God, I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for this.
I'm not emotionally ready too. I had my emotional climax.
Oh, there was a climax, all right.
All right, Fred, you now have 10 HP and add the balls empty status to your character sheet.
Oh, snap.
Actually, I don't think about it. If Polly comes around, Polly and Fred talking to Abe might be the best solution. I think about it.
Perhaps.
Two little dorks that he wants hope for.
Yeah. Okay. Are we starting with Mobius's usual banter, or are we just hopping right into this? What's happening?
He's in the middle of eating his disgusting sandwich.
Yeah, he's got
Oh,
the
God,
sandwich
no.
again. No, he doesn't have the sandwich, but it's been a quiet morning so far, and y'all are just checking emails, seeing if any paperwork has been returned for errors, stuff like that, responding to any emails, maybe scrolling through the internet. It's been a slow morning so far.
Okay. So, how was yesterday with me being out?
Honestly, it was just like this. Not much going on right now. Starting to think perhaps it's intentional. I'm not one to talk about conspiracies, but really seems like that we're intentionally not getting a lot of work. It's like they're afraid of something, I don't know.
What makes you say that?
I just find it a too good of a coincidence that at the moment, perhaps, maybe, when everything goes to shit, we stop getting lots of jobs. Unless it's a dry spot, but infinity is big, so I don't really see that being the case.
You think they're up to something?
Perhaps. But it's just a theory, after all. It's best not to think about it.
No, I think it should be.
But why? Just gonna lead to a rabbit hole full of nonsense and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you see how some people are ending up, and think I'd rather just focus on the work and not really comprehend it, I guess.
But if there was something to all of it, wouldn't you want to know?
I guess it depends. If it's a good thing or a bad thing. But I also don't know how I'd handle it. I could say one way I wouldn't care and we'd all go back to working at the GVA, all happy and bright, or it could completely shake me to the core. Some of the people I've heard that they were strong and everything, and the moment they found out, they broke down. I don't know if that's going to be me or not. But you seem to be taking this all pretty well.
I mean, yeah.
Do you want to know?
Mobius.
Yeah.
We've been partners for a while.
Yeah. Long time, yeah.
And we've been friends for almost as long.
Might say so.
I know a lot about what's been happening.
What do you mean by that, Cal?
I got contacted a few days ago about stuff.
Did you tell Waylon?
No,
What do you mean, no?
I needed to know more.
And after you found out, you didn't care to tell him and report it? I mean, he put his faith in us.
Yes, I know he did. But you know how I've always been. I just want to know more. I want to know why. You know?
Yeah.
And if I told him, I wouldn't get any more answers.
So what you're saying is that you got answers.
I got a lot of them. Yeah.
And did you like what you found, Cal?
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of it sucked. But I know stuff now. And I'm glad I do.
So what are you going to do now?
There's a plan to leave. To get the hell out of Dodge.
And where are you going to go, Cal?
Anywhere but here.
You're just going to go anywhere.
You kept saying how I needed to take a vacation, right? It's a permanent vacation.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant. You're just going to leave? After all this time? But what was it all for?
We're not... The GVA isn't as good as they try to make themselves out to be.
And how do
There are
you know
good
that?
people here. There are good people here. But there's a lot of not great things. You see how Ares runs things.
Yeah,
What
I do.
What sane person would put a man like that in charge?
All right, you got me there. Yeah, the guy's a monster.
More than I am, and you saw that. You know I'm in danger if I stay.
Yeah, but that was like a one-off thing. Is because the stuff went down. It's no way that's gonna happen again.
Mobius. The only reason why it didn't happen prior is because there was a power dampener in my cat, keeping me from doing that.
Well, you still have your cat, don't you?
It's not the same one.
You got a new cat device?
Listen, there's a lot of context, there's a lot to explain. Just before I jump into it, before we jump into all this, I want to leave, right? I want to get out of here. I want to do something to try to remedy all the fucked up shit that's going on here at the GVA. But I don't want to leave good people behind. I don't want to leave you behind.
So that's what's keeping you here. You want to make sure that the old man doesn't get left behind. How do you know I was going to go with you? How do you know I'm going to say yes to anything you have to tell me?
You're my best friend, Mobius. You know just about everything about me. And it would break my heart if you said no.
Cal, I don't. Look, You're asking a lot of me, Cal. A lot.
I know I am. I know. But we've had each other's backs this entire time, right? You were so willing to lie for me. Immediately. You didn't even question it. I killed someone for you.
I did it because. And it's a weird way to look at it, to be honest, but with everything going on, I didn't want to see a good person go to waste all because of a bad day. And I know you would have done the same thing for me if the shoe was on the other foot.
Yeah,
So what's the plan? You run away and that's it?
that's not it. We leave, we get out, and we work to try to make things better. But we can't do that if we're here, under their thumb.
I mean, I've questioned things just like anyone else has. And you're sure this is the best way to go about it.
I wouldn't have committed so hard if I didn't think so.
Who else are you going to tell?
I'm still figuring that out. But, weirdly enough, I was thinking about talking to Waylon. Something tells me he might be more receptive to this than we think.
Are you sure about going to talk to Wayland? Are you sure about that?
I mean, I'm not. I'm not.
Well, I was gonna say if you're gonna go talk to him, you might as well take some backup with you.
I mean, yeah. Wait. So are you coming?
Well, Cal, I'm getting a little old. Can't stay in the game forever. That and what would I be without my partner?
Thank you.
So are we doing this or
I guess first, before we go do that, let me just fill you in on everything. All right?
so do you just want to like say you tell him everything or
I mean, that's what we're doing with everyone, isn't it?
yeah, kind of speed things up a little bit. That's a lot to talk
Maybe,
about.
maybe
he-
leaving out the Aurora stuff.
He tells Mobius everything except that Aurora is a Psycho Ranger.
Okay. Okay. So this Mr. Blue is gonna take y'all somewhere. He had a little of a hissy fit. Understandable, I guess, maybe. But worst comes to worst, we don't go with him, we go our own way and we figure it out from there, right?
Exactly. And I have. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but if I can figure out what my old designation used to be, that might be our best bet.
Oh, you said he's gonna pull all those files, right?
Yeah, if I can find my old designation, if it still exists.
If we just had someone who was also equally as smart while he's doing his stuff, they could look for your designation, and in case things don't work out, you can just ditch it.
Bingo. Now, how things go when we get there is a whole nother thing, but we'll just have to see.
But if we had somebody that had the privilege and that access to that data, wouldn't have to hack it. Someone like Wayland.
Yeah, so if we can get Waylon on board, we have a backup plan.
So we should go talk to Wayland.
And hope that shit doesn't hit the fan.
Well, there'll be two of us and one of him.
Mobius, I love you. You got a solid right hook. But I think I'm a better bet.
I'm just saying, I saw Connor flinch when I hit him.
Like I said, solid right hook.
So are we going to do this or what?
Yeah. Before we leave the office, I want to hug Mobius.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead and give Mobius a big ol' hug.
Hug. Hug happen.
Hug happen. It's nice. Gives you a pat on the back. All right, let's do this and hope to God that, well, you don't have to kill Waylon, I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, where's Waylon?
He's supposed to be at the courthouse. That's where his actual office is. But since the whole thing's happened with Ares, he's wanted to be closer on site, so he moved on to one of these offices, but I can't remember which one I put him in. We're gonna put him in this office because this office has a secretary that you have to go through first. That makes him seem more superficial.
All right. Is there a secretary in here?
She's in there.
Hi, is Waylon busy?
I don't think so. Let me see. Mr. Whalen, I have a Cal and Mobius here. You can go right on in.
Oh god, it's like going to the principal's office. Except the principal is really good at roasting you.
So the twink has finally returned. Please tell me you have good news.
I gotta go. God,
Gentlemen,
this is so nerve-wracking.
it's nice to see you today, but what's the occasion?
Can I quick save?
Only Mobius can quick save. We came in here because we have some news on the entire situation at hand.
Yep.
Okay, what kind of information? Because I'm tired of Ares breathing down my fucking neck. So you better have some good news.
I think we're all tired of that, to be fair, sir. We have a lot of information.
And what is this information? Cal, I hate to be this person, but you seem very nervous.
Yeah, you could say that. I guess it's just, kind of strange being in front of you, knowing what I know now. I guess I should thank you
Thank me for what?
for saving my sorry ass 300 years ago at the desk.
He stands up very slowly and looks at you. I think you need to be real careful about what you say.
We're not here to do anything bad.
No, you'd be stupid to try anything.
I'm not going to.
So I'm gonna have to ask for some clarification. What are you talking about?
A few days ago, I was contacted by the individual who's been running amok lately.
And he just spilled his beans to you. Everything.
Not exactly.
I know not exactly, because your brain would be melted.
Oh, we'll get to that.
No, I think you need to get to it right now.
All right, fair, fine. My brain did melt. All of me melted onto the carpet. And I'm here. Because I'm what? You know, a Psycho Ranger, right? And what happens to Psycho Rangers? They get melted down and rebuilt and melted down and rebuilt, right? So I'm fine. I've got all my memories back. And there's more to it, right? We want to leave.
He kind of looks at Mobius for a second. Mobius just kind of like shrugs his shoulders. And he looks back at you. That wouldn't explain everything. Although I guess I assume that you had figured it out. A power dampener was put in your CAD device so that you would always be under the illusion of not having powers, keeping your powers hidden within. So I'm guessing you found it and destroyed it.
You know when that blackout happened?
When you two were stranded on an Earth.
Yes,
What about it?
I found out then.
So what really happened to Connor?
I think we both know.
I guess it only makes sense. Not just anyone could have pulled that off, any other Psycho Ranger. Connor was maxed out on several different powers, being controlled by the white dino power coursing through his veins. It was believable that the Death Range is the one that took him out. Be easy for him. But I know Connor probably didn't go down without a fight. So go ahead. I'm sure you're beckoning to know or ask more questions, since you have your memory back.
I came across something that I found really interesting.
And what might that be?
A personal journal entry. You saying something about how you're glad that people are doing something on the outside. Things are set in motion.
How did you see that journal?
Came across it.
No one just comes across that. I burned that years ago. So, I have to ask again, how did you come across it?
Seems like things tend to end up in places where they are least expected. When you go snooping in places you're not supposed to be.
That does not answer the question, Cal. How did you find the journal? You know, for someone who's in a pretty bad position, you are really, really tiptoeing around not offering any details. That is not how
We
you
went
do
down
this.
to IT to do some snooping, and shit was down there. Lots of shit was down there. Lots of paperwork. Lots of random stuff that shouldn't have been down there.
IT's been closed off for a long time. How did you find
Yeah,
your
I
way
know, and we
down?
went. I know. And I went. I found shit. It's where I got my new CAD. It's where I found out about Operation Dying Phoenix. Where I found your little journal entry. There's a lot of shit down there.
What was all in that journal entry?
Like I said, from what I remember, you mentioned something about how there's people on the outside and that you're glad that someone is taking action and that me and a few other people seem to have been chosen to change things on the side. Something like that.
You weren't chosen. I specifically put my ass out on the line to make sure you three were here at Sector G.
And here we are. And how ironic it is that we were all three contacted.
So 42 and Fred are also in on this.
Yes.
It's not the way that I expected things to go. After seeing what was going on out there in the multiverse, 3 random nobodies. Chosen. Plucked. Not actually what you would call an A-plus team. The only one with experience was one who didn't want to have the experience, someone who had ran away entirely from that life. The other 2 fresh new ones, one barely coming into adulthood. Not exactly what you'd call an A-plus team, but they were getting the job done. I could at least maybe give credit to the leadership. After all, the leader is a very powerful man, but he doesn't seem to be doing any of the footwork. I was curious, and it seems my curiosity has paid off. You know how much strings I had to pull? How many promises I had to keep? Favors owed to get your ass a job, to save you, for the chance that perhaps you'd all find your way to each other one way or another.
Well, it looks like it paid off.
Indeed it did. Not quite the way I imagined it.
So I guess my next question. How committed are you to sticking around here?
I'm surprised you don't know. After all, you found the journal, didn't you?
It was only a snippet.
So you didn't find the whole thing.
Shakes his head.
The truth is, I only took this job because it was better than rotting away in Hyperforce Max prison.
So I'm asking again. How committed are you to sticking around?
As much as I'd like to see change here, it's not going to happen. Not at this rate. If
No.
destiny cannot create change, then what chance do we have?
Well, that's the thing. Isn't destiny at hand in all this? The three of us being brought together. Not how you expected, but it still happened. And we have the opportunity to enact change. To do something.
But we're supposed to just go with this Mr. Blue character and just trust him.
See, that's the thing. Backup plan. You have access to files. And our CADs can go anywhere we want. I need to know if my designation still exists.
Your designation.
It'd be a bit hard for Hyperforce to come barking when there's a whole army to deal with. Of course, that's last-ditch effort kind of thing, but backup plan is a backup plan.
I'm sorry, do you think I'm fucking stupid? You really just think I'm gonna give you a destination so you can immediately waltz back over there and continue what you started?
Not exactly what the plan was.
Or are you sure about that? I know what power does to men, Cal.
Hyperforce doesn't have to know that the plan isn't to start back up. But we know that that's not what's happening. I don't care to go back to doing what Mamushi was doing. I don't want that.
Not a lot of people give up that kind of power, Cal. So you're telling me, right now, that you want to make the change. You want to make great change here at GVA, at Hyperforce. You're tired of everyone being told what to do by a bunch of fat higher ups that just sit in a chair. Is that what you're telling me?
You're gonna give me the speech! Oh, God! He nods. Oh, it's coming.
All right, Cal. Liar, murderer, hypocrite. I want you to tell me something. Listen to what I have to say at this very moment. Let me know if any of this sounds familiar. You get free housing, free food, free water, all bills paid, medical visits, yada yada, so on and so forth. And all you have to do is listen to what some asshole in a chair says. That's right, bitch. I have your number. You're not going anywhere and you're not doing anything. You think I'm so stupid that you could just get back your designation, pick up where you left off, and everything would be fine and dandy. That's not how it works.
If I wanted that designation so badly, I wouldn't have come and talked to you like this.
That's the only way you could get back. The only way you could know for sure is to get the number, the place.
Like I said, it was a backup plan. But not in the sense of restarting. But I understand how difficult that is to believe.
And you, just going along with all of this, just gonna leave everything. Mobius, we knew each other before you even knew Cal.
Ka-chow!
You son of a bitch, I'm in. Anyway, look, I know it looks bad, all right? It does. It completely looks bad. But at the same time, there's a little bit of a caveat here. I mean, you said it yourself. Change isn't going to happen here for a long time. After all these years, what you've done and tried has failed. And all it took was one incident for like some asshole to show up, commend martial law, and where are we going now? Why have analysts and centuries just go at it so often? It's bad. It's not good. It's not going to get us anywhere. So why not try something different? Why not take a chance? Go out on a limb, as cheesy as that sounds. Just give it a shot. And I'm sure you'll find that it'll be a lot better. A lot easier, too.
Shot in the dark is at least a shot at something. Better than just sitting here.
And if this was your grand master plan to get them to do something like they did out there, it's happening
happening.
right in front of you.
You'd be a fool not to take advantage of it.
Everything that's happened to this point, if this was your idea, it's all because of you. This is the way we go to make change. I think it's worth it. So what do you say? You gonna go with us? Or are you just gonna stay here, hoping for change that's not gonna come? God damn it. Fuck!
You know we're right.
How many others?
Cal's just gonna explain everything except for Aurora being a Psycho Ranger.
Okay. Wait, are y'all telling them about V?
No.
So you got your memories back. Everyone else did. And now you go to the archives to send the signal. He comes here, he gets all the data. We go with him, and then he prepares an army for evasion, saying there are bad weeds. It's because he's right.
Yeah, what kind of sane man puts Ares in charge?
That's not the worst of it.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
No, I don't think you understand how bad it is. I know because I was one of them. I was one of them running away in Hyperforce Max prison. Some immediately jumped at the opportunity to have a job and not run away. I held out, hoping he'd come back. But he never showed. So I accepted the job. The bad seeds that are in the GVA are not just Ares and men corrupted with power. They're Lord Draken sympathizers, waiting for the moment that he returns to pull the switch and drown the Hyperforce and the GVA, building him up a new army on a much grander scale. And I've heard rumors, nothing concrete. We have Draken variants here and there, but I heard he's back. The original.
Well, that's a fun time now, isn't it?
Well, it's not going to be that easy. With Billy 1C out and about, that's probably going to be his first target before he does anything major. Taking him out. That's not all he has to deal with. The man leading the team of 3 is a very powerful man. A man who is stopping at nothing until he destroys Billy also. And if both Draken and Orion are going after Billy, there's a good chance they might all 3 kill each other in the process. But those are 3 very powerful people. And that's a hell of a power vacuum. But you're right. I want change. I want things to be better. I learned a lot working here over time. Lord Draken isn't the answer. So when are you going down to the archives?
Within the next few nights. I don't know exactly when. But it's soon.
So then when we should prepare, just in case.
Yeah.
Just keep me updated.
Will
With
do.
Ares here, it's going to be really hard to pull off. Now go back to your office. I have some things to think about.
Cal's gonna extend a hand.
He's going to get up and shake it. Just keep me updated on the situation.
I will. And like I said, thank you for saving my sorry ass under the desk.
Sorry I called you a lying, murdering hypocrite.
No, I mean, I was.
Well, you said it. But I meant what I said back then. It was a part of my plan, but at the same time, I could see the man underneath. The broken man. The man that wanted to help people.
And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to become that person again.
Well, just make sure it's worth it.
I intend to.
One, I don't. I mean, we could do 40. We could have 42 talk to his. Unless 42 wants to talk to someone like Oscar or Frightwing, I don't fucking know.
Oh, we gotta save those guys.
Well, they're all already on board. So, and I would just eat Frightwing. No, but
Y'all got to talk to Oscar. I'm too attached.
There's only one person Aurora wants to talk to.
Hades.
Who's that?
Hades.
We'll get to you next time, okay? Finally happened.
That was some good talks.
That was some good talks. God, I can't believe I could hear you about to break down when you were talking to Polly, and I was like, please don't, because then I'm going to.
I'm gonna be honest, I almost cried a little bit whenever I was like, and it would break my heart if you said no. I was like,
Yeah.
I
And it was like,
it,
you're my best friend. And I was like, oh, fuck. That was so good.
God, it's so... Okay,
you're my
this is
best
it.
friend. You know just about everything about me, and it would break my heart if you said no.
Next session, depending on how things go, it could be the last GVA session.
God.
Y'all talk to everybody, and once y'all talk to Abe and potentially Oscar and check on
Frank.
Levy. That's it.
We'd be like, Frank, we've been through so much together. He's like, I just got here. Like, we can't go without you, Frank. What the fuck are you talking about? Were you the spicy food guy? No, man. I was baked Alaskan with white rice.
Baked Alaskan.
Or Cal,
I
sorry.
can't believe that 2 of the 4 people are getting to have their I hate it here. Why did you have to build Tora? I'm gonna kill Tora.
Why is Charlie in the office with Elsie and Praxis?
He's trying to convince him to come with us because he thinks
Get the
they're
fuck out of here.
He's trying to fade to black with Elsie.
Well, I guess it's time to fuck Mobius.
Oh God! He's not gonna do that. He's not
Come
gay.
here, old man.
Oh no! Just stop! You're ruining the moment for me. I will kill Cal. You are ruining this moment.
Well, Mobius is pregnant now somehow.
Nah, if anyone's pregnant, I know who's pregnant.
Lavinia.
Yeah, Lavinia is definitely.
They had triplets. All 3 of them.
Oh my God!
Oh God!
I have 9 kids coming.
Jesus fucking Christ!
One shot, 9 kids. Don't have sex, kids.
Fred immediately regrets everything.
What do you mean? He'll have like, what do you say? 9 loving kids? Yeah, he'll have 9 loving kids. Those are 9.
An army of children.
Fred's ahead of the curve.
Army of
And
children.
each one of them gained Lavinia's power of being able to turn into 3 separate copies.
Yeah, they're
That's 27 angry children.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're
That
half
is
Triforian.
fucking terrifying. Forget Mamushi's army. 27 children
All trained by Lavinia.
spawned by Lavinia.
Oh God.